Hey everybody, welcome. Oh my God, Beth and Paul are on the radar. Right, exactly. Hey Ginger. I feel bad because I forgot about Minion. Minion is having a Harvey panel tonight too, so I was in there a little bit. They started at 8, but I did already plan a show, and I want to make sure that I share this with you. I wanted to continue some of the comments from last night, and also talk about Jed turning on some of his supporters, like Beth and Paul, who are the sweetest, folks. And what else? Oh, about some court dates coming up. There's also a meeting tomorrow night. But let's start. Let's start where we left off last time, with some of these Facebook comments. Okay, Sean, how did the drama start? Well, like I said, I don't have any problem with Jed personally. It's really nothing personal at all. Mayor Clark, instead of answering questions about city finances and about what's actually going on, how he's running the city, this man does anything and everything possible to distract from what is actually going on in the city. Like, he will not talk about, like I said, he's not going to talk about the finances. He's not going to talk about his security, his 24-hour security detail, the 3 cop cars that he has always guarding his house. It's really insane. It's crazy. Oops, who messaged me? Okay. So yeah, it's really nothing personal between us at all. And I'm not sharing this so that Jed can suck all the air out of the room either, because I know he was angry today. It's not about that, because a few people made comments and they're like, well, you shouldn't say that. You're distracting from Clark, and we need to focus on him, and we want to get, Colby elected mayor. And it's not, we're not trying to glorify Jed or any bully, really. That's not the goal. But at the same time, I feel very strongly about, first of all, if I'm being bullied and my reputation's being maligned, I'm going to speak up. But also, I stand up for other people that are being bullied, like Melissa. And I think it's very important. You cannot be subtle about these things and say, oh, just ignore Jed, or just ignore Clark and they'll go away. No, unfortunately, most bullies, it doesn't work that way. So that's why we're taking this, head on. Okay, so I haven't even had time to listen to Jed's responses today. Know that from what I saw, he was lashing out again. All right. Sean asks, hey, Sean, have you filed ethics complaints against Christopher Clark? Yes. So I have filed complaints against several people, and some of the things are still pending, but yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so this is Jed's profile. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, and like I said, I have even barely gotten on because I was working on other stuff today and preparing, talking about ICE and how Jed called ICE and how that is horrible, and we do not want ICE in Harvey. You don't want any ICE in any community. There are a lot of scammers too that are it's either the ICE agents themselves that are out of control, or scammers that are, and bounty hunters that are impersonating ICE because they want to get paid per person that they can kidnap. It's crazy. I wanted to. Okay. Okay, good. So anyway, this is one of his posts from today. Okay, hold on. Crustable. Hi, Crustable. Tracy says there's a long list of folks affected by that group. Yes. And this is the problem, okay? So let me go off on a little rant, but so I got some feedback after yesterday's live, and I've been hearing people talk about get out of here, Jed, cult user, get out of here. Yeah, see, they already come in calling me names and stuff, but so I had several people that have, if you watch Random News's, he has several good documentaries on the history of Jed and his scams. And they said, don't talk about Jed, just let it go. He's a narcissist like Trump, like Clark. If you just ignore him, like he wants attention, don't give him attention. So remember, I was not really paying Jed much attention at all. And then he has for several weeks now, if not months, he keeps mentioning me in his videos, which again he has a right to do, and he could even say, if he wanted to, he could say, oh, I don't like him, I think he's ugly, I don't agree with him, whatever. But it's not. He's saying that he is working with Christopher Clark, and they're saying that I was having sex with my students and other crazy things like that that can destroy someone's career. That is not acceptable, okay? So I still held back and really didn't say much. But I'm sorry. That is just not the kind of person I am. When I see people, including myself, being bullied, what am I supposed to do? Just stay quiet forever and ever? Because that's a distraction? Like, okay, well, you know what? So we might risk inflating Jed's ego a little bit, but I have to call out this behavior that is not acceptable. You can't go around accusing people of sexual crimes with no consequences. I mean, and going to people's houses. And then he came to my house when a neighbor and I we were trying to enjoy our 4th of July parade. And he came to my house and doxed me and put my my house and my address on public display, and is telling everyone that I wanted to have a relationship and or have sex with him, but then he rejected me again, and all this stuff is not true. It's horrible. These are horrible lies. So I have to respectfully disagree with a few of the comments where many people were supportive, but like I said, I did get a few that were saying, you're just feeding into it, just ignore him. But no, if people are being bullied and harassed, I can't ignore it. All right. So, and what was there's a comment about the bulge. No, because that's where I'm saying let's not feed into his ego. But I do have to show you that, again, that is what he's after, the attention, right? Just look at the comments though. So let's see. We have some females, but it looks like we have some gay boys as well. Yeah. So Jed knows his audience, okay? He's trying to get the clicks, get the attention, whatever. Now, what does he say? Okay, no, we're gonna do the Beth thing later. Let's see some more comments. What were these bullies saying yesterday? Remember, I'm mentioning this again, not to glorify Jed, but if we do not confront these bullies and their supporters, they are going to keep wreaking havoc in our communities, and we're not going to see the changes that we want. So, oh boy, this is one of Paul's posts here. Let's come back to that. We'll come back to Paul's posts. Do your work. Okay, but Jed's not doing his work. Oh, Alicia Russell. Let's see. Let's look at some more of the bully enablers. Alicia Russell. Sorry, guys. Now I'm going back to look at your... Is Nikita really working for Clark now? After him shilling for Thaddeus Jones and now Clark, it appears that he's an attack dog of the... Oh, yeah, you mean her. Yeah, Nikita. Apparently, I have several sources that have told me that she's no longer working. That's what I've heard. She's no longer working for Napoleon. They parted ways, and now she's working for Clark. It's like this stuff is too crazy. You can't even keep up with the lies and the deceit and the betrayal. It's weird. Jed can oppose Tiffany, but stand by Thaddeus Jones and Chris Clark. Right. And what does that tell you? There's probably something being exchanged. Guess who's now a moderator on Dalton Politics page? I heard, let me guess, does his name start with a J? No, I heard someone told me I've been banned from that group several times. I can't see it because they don't like the truth in that group. And but yeah, someone told me that Jed is a moderator. I'm like, are you serious? That group is already crazy, and Jed does not have, in my view, the subjectivity and the good character to be the moderator. But that group is already crazy, right? So. But anyway, Alicia Russell says, I lasted 5 minutes. Then she started sounding like Charlie Brown's school teacher. Maybe she meant he, talking about me, but anyway. Ms. Russell, not very nice. Again, you are enabling. Let's see if she has some photos of her. Who's Ms. Russell? Let's see. Well, let's see her about. Don't bully people. Stop bullying. You are the reason that Jed and Clark and these other people are able to get votes and get money because you're his audience. Once you take away his audience, it'll be done. Oh, more kids, Ms. Russell. What are you teaching your children? Go online and bully people online that you don't even know and you don't know anything about them? Okay, so I'm sorry, Ms. Russell, please don't. And if you really want to talk or have questions about what's going on, then talk to me. Ask me. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized I hadn't shared the photos. This is Ms. Russell here, okay? But again, be a good example to the kids, all right? You know, come on. Like, I see some kids and it's like nope, nope, nope. All right, let's go back. Anise Hodges says, I loathe Christopher Clark and his antics, but I also cannot stand people who throw rocks and hide their hands. Ryan, this damn life is full of shit, period. Ms. Hodges. Okay, let's open your profile. Now, respectfully, how did I throw rocks and hide my hands? I haven't done anything wrong. And she says, I really want Harvey to be free of Clark because he ain't doing shit for the town or its people. Well, that's right. Well, we agree on that. Okay. But why, what are you accusing me of? You know, and again, if anybody wants to come on the show and rebut these feel free. Okay. So Ms. Hodges, be nice, be nice, be nice. Okay. So you're accusing me publicly on a public forum of throwing rocks and then hiding my hands. Why? What does that mean? Do you want to come and explain that? Because I don't find that funny. Unless you have the proof, that's not what's going on. And if you're supporting this bully, Jedediah Brown, that means that you support oops, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting to show you guys. Okay, share this tab instead. Okay. If you keep all the negative stuff that he's doing in Harvey, the very community that you said you want to see improve, not cool, not cool. Ms. Hodges, if, like I said, if anyone wants to come on and share and maybe clarify your comments, but it's not cool. When you're defending Jed, remember, in his behavior, you're saying that it is okay for Jedediah Brown to say that I sexually abused my students with no proof because it never happened. But that is what you're doing. So I just want to make it clear that that's not okay. Not okay. What does Jed say? Oh Lord, any good replies? Okay. I have the information. Okay, Johnny Clayton. Oh Lord. Oh yeah, he's with Clark definitely. Oh, Johnny Clayton must have blocked me. But Ms. Hodges, I agree with you on this stuff. What else has he done? How much money has he collected? That apartment building is nice, but look at the rest of downtown Harvey. There's so much work to be done, so much. And that is all I'm advocating for, Ms. Hodges. So, I mean, unless I misunderstood your comment, um, what am I doing? How am I the cause of this problem? I brought investors to the city, and Clark has said no time and time again. people to fix up the downtown. I'm not the problem here. Don't come for me because they're coming for me because I'm asking for transparency and improvement. Tawana Barron, I think I reached out to her yesterday. Thanks, Tawana. She says, I live in Harvey and I pay taxes. So many residents of Harvey are good people. I agree with you. I hate all this is going on because the residents of Harvey need Jed. Oh, okay. That's where we have to disagree, Miss Barron. I was hoping Jed would help, but he has shown time and time again that he does not want to help. Okay. Someone says you cool Jed, but no, I'll leave Colby out. Okay. No, that's what I'm saying. If you support Jed, you support going after Colby, going after me, going after all these things because we're targets because we're just asking for simple transparency in our government. And that's not okay. That is not okay. But you cannot, you have to realize you can't be supporting Jed and giving him money, giving him views, and then saying, oh, but we still support Colby, or oh, well, Ryan's not such a bad guy. No, that's not how it works. You are actively supporting him. Let's see. What does she say here? I'll always speak the truth. Latasha's defending Colby. Okay. And again, Jed doesn't need facts to come at us. He doesn't need to know anything that Colby's done wrong. He's attacking us because that's what Clark wants. He's just doing what Mayor Clark wants. Okay, so that's why we want him out of our town, out of the Southland, to stop harassing us, and we want Clark to stop harassing us, and we demand that he should resign. Okay. And then Jed's trying to make me look bad and then lump me in with Colby. Boy, get out of here, Jed. You already went after Colby time and time again, okay? Don't try to divide people. Get out of here. And Miss Winters, why don't you talk to me directly? Don't talk to Jedediah Brown. He's not going to give you any truth about Harvey. He's only here because Clark is brought him here. All right, let me catch up on some comments here. If you want a better mayor, vote that Democrat out. Yes, although the problem is we are dominated by Democrats, so that's not as much the issue, Democrat or Republican. It's more just getting a good person. But yeah, he does have support from the Democratic machine. Trina Downs, I hope. They banned me for telling truth about a trustee on their team. That's the kind of stuff I don't like. I was once inspired by Jed. We've been led astray. Right. Thank you. I was too. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Beth said that too. A lot of people were, Clark has weaponized the police department against its own residents. Jeb was outraged when Tiffany did it to him. But when it happened to a black female elected official, crickets. Right. Yeah. Or to me, or to lots of people. He just doesn't care. Because, again, he's obviously working with Clark. Hey, Brian in the bushes. Hey, Berg. Welcome. You like no one. Oh, thanks, Lena Blue Sky. And Jed, let's see. Jed doesn't like that. I like Clark, Lori Lightfoot, Jesus, Kiana Belcher, Jason House, Mary Avant. Need more names? I have a ton. Really? You're a jerk. Hey, at least she's trying to fight back. I like that. Very disappointed in you. Gloria Clemens says, thanks, Gloria. I appreciate that. And Jed says, if you're disappointed in telling me the truth, I can fully live with that. But you're not telling the truth. And Craig comes in and says, Jed, I've reached out to you in an inbox, and I've asked you to call me, sir. Number's in your inbox. Feel free to reach out, Craig, but be aware he does tend to lie most times when he is talking to people, if he will even answer or call you back. Oh, Lord. Gloria Clemens. Let's see off this blew up and show Jed you better. Oh, we got a lot of people here in Harvey that are doing. Lena says, who cares? Let's see. Thousands, which is why. Yeah, that's why we're doing this, because you are deceiving people. You are a con man and you steal money and you are hurting communities. William Hart says, why is everyone getting in the South suburbs getting orders of protection? These order protection laws are being abused. No, Mr. Hart, no. Please contact me if you need more information, but do not speak out on things that you do not understand. Now, I do plan on making up a video of all the different, times where Jed has come after me, just to put that out there. But I'm not. So if you're accusing me, maybe other people are abusing them, but I'm not. The man came to my house, filming, doxing me, and refused to leave me alone. So I hope you're not coming for me in that. I had to stop after he started talking about a person working for Clark that used to work for Harris, the divisioners. Ms. Letitia Bridgers, a person. So you're talking about, I'm guessing you're talking about Nikita working for Clark that used to work for Harris. I mean, I have several sources that have told me that. I don't think Nikita's hiding it exactly. I just don't think she's advertising it. But how is that being divisionary? Rosie says, okay, she doesn't like the hate. Yeah. Jedediah bashing. Oh, Lord. Oh, here's John Taylor. He's a fake account. I feel like someone who's just a slave for the mayor here. He says, Ryan lied several times. His rebuttal is edited to shift the narrative. No, I never lied, but Jed lies a lot. Sure is. Facts. Oh, there's that Valicia again. Don't even give this mentally ill piece of shit attention to. Oh, really? Oh, I'm mentally ill. Okay, thanks, Susan Julie. You're really helping. You're really helping to improve Harvey in the Southland there, supporting this scam. Oh, you know what I also wanted to do? I know I don't want to take forever, you guys, but I wanted to point out there's another person that popped up in these comments. Let me see. Hold on. So you all might know. Sorry, let me go back and see. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did you guys say? Can I say something serious? Okay, sorry. Again, give me a second. I'm just catching up here. Jennifer Roberts spoke at a board meeting about SA and her family when she stood for FINIA. This post, Jennifer get at me is very disturbing. Jennifer's posts. Oh, could you share that? Was that recent? Was that recent or at Thornton Township meeting at Dalton? And then Sean says, just wanted to let you know when things started getting tense and drama was boiling up in Dalton, especially around Fania Dukes. Jedediah Brown actually stepped in and defended her. He didn't sit back. He spoke up publicly, made it clear he had her back when a lot of people were either staying quiet or piling on. Whether you agree with him or not, you got to respect he stood by her when it wasn't the easy thing to do. It's possible, but I would still say, where did all the money go that he collected for her? A lot of people are asking to hear from Miss Dukes as far as what's going on. And even though Jed said he came to bring Andrew Holmes to justice, Andrew Holmes is, flitting about Dalton, living a very happy life. So if Jed really, really believes Finia's accusations, I mean, what is he doing? He's not helping her now. It wasn't the easy thing to do. Sorry, Ryan, I was behind. So I do give them credit on that, especially what Dukes went through. Yeah, and Jed may have done some good things. Good. Every person on earth is capable of doing things that help people that are good and things that hurt people, things that are evil. So a lot of times it's hard. As humans, we want to simplify. We want quick shortcuts in our brain, okay? So we tend to want to just label like all good or all evil. So, every once in a while, even someone very overall evil like Clark, sometimes he gets things right occasionally. The old expression is even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So, we do have to be clear about that. And I try to be clear about that. Jennifer spoke last August. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. The comments on your privates and the photo of him saying, "Get at me, Jennifer," is disturbing. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Right. Crustable says, Sean, I agree, but his good deeds in 2024 don't excuse his bizarre and divisive behavior in 2025. Right. And there's, like I said, there's just a lot of unanswered questions. If you watch those documentary videos on the Random News YouTube, many people will tell you, you can see the different testimonials and the receipts where people have asked Jed to show where all the money, the thousands and thousands that he had fundraised over the years for the causes, where they went, and he never showed receipts. So that's very concerning. All right, I caught up with those. Let me go back here. So this one, Pastor Johnson. I don't know what he said, but Delaney mentioned. Good for Pastor Johnson. He said, why are you referencing me? So Delaney Polk, if you're not aware, she is the third ward alderwoman, and she always votes with Clark. She has publicly shared the horrible allegations about me, saying that I abused children. Okay. And she always, she'll attack Colby. She'll attack anybody that Clark tells her to attack. So she doesn't have any will of her own. She just does whatever Clark wants. Thanks, Wanda. I agree. She said, Jed, you should have given the candy out instead of acting out. You were also so disrespectful in your video. Right. He left the parade to harass us. I wanted to see. Oh, and even that's right. Even in this video, I forgot he was disrespecting Chappelle, making fun of her rap. Yeah, it was just. Good for Craig Abram. Right. Good for Craig Abram. He said, someone had said something, and he responded to Delaney, the alderwoman. And, sorry, I lost his comment. Wait, where was he? He said, Delaney, the disgruntled people belong to the city of Harvey. Okay, I don't understand that. But he said, well, Delaney, you are Chris Clark's girl. Exactly. So that's my problem. He has these 4 yes men alder people that they never ask any questions. I don't know if Clark is bribing them and or blackmailing them. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Ojos. Yeah, I was asking, was Ryan being accused because he's gay? Yes, there's no proof. They have no proof that I ever abused any child whatsoever. I will say it again. Nobody else in Harvey has been accused of that. Why are Chris Clark and Jedediah Brown so obsessed with me, my sex life, my dick? What does that have to do with anything? I'm asking you, where are the receipts, Clark? Show us where our money is going. What are you doing with all these properties that sit vacant and abandoned? Because you're trying to say people aren't paying their property taxes. Well, I guarantee you that these empty properties, of which there are, how many thousand in Harvey? Well, maybe do you think that could be maybe a reason why you're not getting more property tax revenue? I bet you that's way more of a cause. And I'm being sarcastic because, of course, it is way more of a cause than a business not paying their property taxes. And wouldn't you want to keep a business here? Wouldn't you want to help them to make a plan so that they could pay their property taxes? Why would you want to give them penalties? Basically, so they have to pay you a bribe, and then that money doesn't even go to their property taxes. It just goes to, it's just a bribe. It goes to we don't know where, because Clark, you won't show us. Instead, you know what you do? You show us Jedediah Brown. Why don't you accuse Colby of why aren't you calling her names and saying that she abused children? Why is it just me? Do you have some issue with your sexualities, Chris Clark and Jedediah Brown? Because I think what you say is highly offensive. And I will say that again and again. You don't say that about Colby. Now, I did see some nasty sexual comments towards Melissa. That was mostly from Jed's followers, but that were made that I totally disagree with. And again, I stand up for her because I don't care if she's straight or gay or black or white or whatever. I don't want to see people bullied. And that is what I want to understand. Anybody who wants to be against bullies and for justice, please come with me, come on my channel. That's what this is about, okay? Oh, he got arrested in Flint. Right. Yep. I agree with Tracy. Yep. You gotta go to YouTube, go to Random News. It is eye opening. You will be. I was astonished. I wish I would have known sooner. I would not have welcomed Jed's INA folks into my home. Jed was upset in nearly tears last year when folks would bring up his sexuality almost daily at one point. Okay, I don't know if anybody has a video to that. I don't remember that, but do remember this is the man that they proved that he was crying and faking his suicide on camera with an empty gun to gain sympathy and or money. So be aware, he is a pro actor. Okay. Okay, here she is again, Miss Miles. Let's look at her profile again. Jed Brown. Do Ryan live in Harvey? Yes. Tell the results. What is he doing in that black town? This been some low-key predator stuff. You mean like Jed's a predator for coming after me? You can't just say this stuff. You guys they don't say this, you and Jed and Clark, you don't say this about Colby. So why is it okay to say it about me? I will call out this is some BS. Do you think that that's funny? To just with no proof just randomly say that I'm a predator and that I abuse children? That's disgusting, and you're disgusting, and you need to get over yourselves and stop supporting this scammer and this horrible evil man. You need to stop it. And I really don't like anybody that wants to sugarcoat it or say, oh, well, don't say too much, don't rock the boat, you don't want to upset Jed or give him attention. Is Jed going around telling everybody that you abuse children sexually? Is he endangering your career? Is he coming to your front porch? I wish Burgundy Blue was able to come on right now because she could tell us what it's like to have people come to your house and harass you that are connected with Jed and some of these other figures, okay? It's so easy to say, oh, Ryan, well, you're just making a big deal. Don't rock the boat. We just want to get Colby elected. We just want to get, we just want to go after Clark and da-da-da. When it's not you, it's not your reputation, it's not your house that he's coming up to. I take that stuff very seriously. I support myself. Unlike Jed and Clark and these other people that I had named before, like Thaddeus Jones and Napoleon Harris. Even Will Davis is he's our state rep. He's Clark's best buddy too. He doesn't help us when we ask for help with corruption. They're not making honest livings. For the most part, they're making their money off the taxpayers and or scamming people. So if you listen to this man and these sorts of scammers, if you vote for them, if you leave a comment that's supportive on their pages, if you pay them, you are just as guilty. You might as well have said to my face, myself, and broadcast it to the world yourself, saying that I have had, I've been abusing children. And you don't have any freaking proof because they don't, because it's not true. It's a lie. But they keep saying it. And I find it really funny that so many people, even some people that seem to be my, supporters from time to time, how they just think, oh, that's okay. That's okay for these people to continually. This isn't a one-time thing. Yeah, Clark said it April 28th. This is not a one-time thing. This keeps happening. Jed just came to my house. Look at me. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. And on his live showed where I live, so he doxed me, and he accused me again of doing sexually inappropriate things with children. How many freaking times do I have to say this? None of those accusations are true, and that is not okay. Every time that is said, it's just another thing I'm going to show to the judge. It's not acceptable. Who says a relative who died of an accidental drowning changed the narrative to state the family member unalived themselves to get resources? Adaya, exactly. So Jedediah, go watch Random News. According to Random News's investigation, Jedediah and Jedediah's own relatives testified that Jedediah lied about the suicide of his own, or I'm sorry, was it accidental drowning? I forget how the young man actually died. I thought it was a suicide, but lied about his own relative's death. And then, according to Jed's relative, was trying to fundraise for his funeral. And she said, wait, we already have a funeral. I'm the mom. I'm having the funeral. What? How are you raising money? We're already having the funeral. How could you do that to your own family? And those of you that comment, and even if you just laugh or even if you just follow someone like Jed, guess what? I'm taking it to the next level because I feel like it's not a new thing for people to come out and say, hey, watch out. This guy's a scammer and he's a stalker and he's real creepy and scary and he acts like a pervert and all these weird things, and accuses people of wanting to have sex with him. And I'm like, ew, I barely even talked to Jed. I dealt with Shelby, who supposedly worked under Jed. Okay. So that's also disgusting. But every time you subscribe, every time you give Jed money, every time you leave a comment on one of his pages, guess what? You support that. You're part of the problem. So don't do it. It's horrible to live somewhere where people attack you and you lived here your entire life. Exactly. You have a right to your privacy and you have a right to not be bothered. Now, a neighbor and I actually had a good conversation earlier today, and someone said, yeah, what about Melissa? She went, she was protesting in front of the mayor's house. Well, first of all, she was on public property. She never was on the mayor's property. And second of all, I said, well, he's the mayor and he ignores people. He won't meet with you. He won't answer questions in public. He won't answer questions in private. Like, that was her constitutional right to air her grievances in front of his house. She did it. She moved on. It's, she didn't camp out there. I mean, you actually have a right to do that if you're upset with your politicians. But I just wanted to clarify that, so I wasn't saying Melissa could do it, but then Jed couldn't do it. It's not the same thing. Jed came to my house unprovoked. And I told him several times, you need to get away from me. I have an order of protection on you. He did not listen. And that's what we're exposing. So that is the truth. Don't listen to his lies. Big Boy says, explain why you were investigated. I was never investigated. What are you talking about, Big Boy? Were you investigated? Have you had sex with children? I don't know. Why didn't you tell us, Big Boy? What the heck are you trying to get at? Because I don't think it's funny anymore. Like I said, nobody's saying Colby's a lesbian and that she's having sex with the young girls that she works with. Is she? Are they? So why is it okay to say that I'm doing that shit? It's not. And you all should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. Every fucking one of you. Every person that gives Jed a dime or a like or a subscription. You're all a part of it. You're all calling me a child molester. So you know what? Get a fucking conscience and stop doing it. Unsubscribe. Report Jed to the authorities for the scammer that he is. And tell everybody the truth. Start sharing Random News' videos instead of Jed's lies. The nephew died of accidental drowning. Oh, okay. Thank you. Mayor Cal City accused our mayor Glotz of Tinley Park of abusing his power. Glotz's daughter. Well, Sean, I'll have to have Diane on one night because Diane can tell us all the dirt about Tinley and the mayor and the politicians there. Ooh, and they've come after her too, so that's very interesting. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to take too long with these comments, but oh, that's right. We were going to call Beverly out for calling me a predator. Not cute, Beverly. It's not a cute look. It's not a cute look. But Ryan, why are you getting so upset? Abusing children, especially when you don't know anything, and neither you nor the accused, you would not be harassing me if it weren't for people like Beverly Miles, who supports and follows this crap. I take this very seriously. This is my safety. Do you know there are people that would come out and kill me just because they hear someone like Jedediah Brown say that I abuse children? Miss Beverly Miles. You know, I have this thing called a life. I want to live. I want to be able to be safe. Have you listened to the recordings, Miss Beverly Miles, of oh wait, is she a Trump supporter too? Oh, Jesus. No wonder. President Trump, Illinois needs your help desperately. Please make Illinois, we need a governor. Okay, now I'm not a big fan of Pritzker, but I would never ask Trump to come in and say, okay, well, I guess we discovered some of that. Oh boy. So she's a Trumper. She thinks Trump's gonna save the day. No, Miss Miles, it's not gonna happen. No. But it's just horrible that you guys, you're the reason why these people get away with their BS. All right. What is this? I don't know what that comment's addressed to. Someone's saying Keith Price is going to run for office again. I'm not sure. Whatever. But like, combined with the fact that many of these people, including Mr. Price, were very happy to be involved in spreading disgusting child abuse rumors about me since 2017, because I had decided at that point to run for school board and they wanted to try to discredit me. That's what makes these jokes not funny. So Keith Price says, I'll fire back. Jed and Ryan hit a lover spat. Ew, disgusting. No, we were never lovers. No. And again, don't joke about stuff with people who say that other people abuse kids. Yeah, I take that stuff seriously. Yeah. Oh, thanks. OC says, man, why is everybody else trying to fight you? You don't seem like you mess with anyone. Okay, no, never mind. I misinterpreted that. Oh, I thought I wanted to find another comment, but anyway, okay. Well, we can always come back to some of this later. Let's go to the ice thing that I wanted to show you guys that. Oh, darn it. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. Wait, I lied. I got to get this ready first. Give me a second. We'll go over comments first. Kirk, are you there? You still? Sean says, I wonder if Tiffany Henyard is going to move to Harvey and run for mayor of Harvey. Oh, Lord. You know, at this point, Sean, you never know. You never know. Things are just crazy. You never know. Anything could happen. Let me tell you, anything could happen. Okay, sorry, guys. Give me a minute. I thought that this was ready. Oh, Mrs. Jordan, you're going to come and say hey? Oh, she just said, please be safe. Thanks, Mrs. Jordan. Oh, that's right. That's right. She's in Harvey, too. Thanks, Mrs. Jordan. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Okay. So while that video is still running. Oh, Mrs. Jordan commented again. Oh, no, that was the same thing. Oh, that was fast. Okay, good. Can I send this to myself? Yeah, I can. I think so. I think I answered my own question, guys. All right. Sean says, hey, are you going to be running for mayor of Harvey? Are you thinking about it? To be fair, I did say that I was interested in running for Harvey a while ago, actually, before Colby and Maybe not before Chris Moore announced he wanted to run, but yeah, even before Colby had said it. So I don't know. I have to figure that out exactly. So since Colby did announce that she's running, I may, or I could also run for second ward alderman, because if she, was running for mayor, then that seat will be open as well. But yeah, thank you for asking. That's a legitimate question. And why wasn't he served the restraining order before if he already had it? So, straight shooter, great question. The reason why is because Mr. Jedediah Brown, according to the sheriff, is, he's basically basically a, a migrant, a vagabond, which why this video that you're going to watch, this is why it's even that much more poignant. Okay. Come on, video. Come on. Can I see it bigger? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, it did work. All right, hold on, guys. I think it worked. Make sure the sound's working too. Okay, so this was a little bit ago. Wait, praying for everyone, especially those who bully and defame people. God sees and hears everything. Stay strong, Ryan. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate it. You just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, thank you, Sean. That's very kind of you. Well, I mean, I have definitely supported and backed Colby. I mean, the other thing is that, Harvey is still a majority black community. So I do get the vibe sometimes that, most people are fairly respectful, but sometimes people, have said or have not said, but have sort of, it goes sort of without saying, that they only want a black mayor. So I'm not sure. But my thing is, I just want everybody, I want Harvey to be very diverse and happy and everybody to be treated fairly. So like, I don't want, I don't want like just the black community to be cared for, or just our Indian community, or our white community, or our Latino community, or just the elders, or just the youth. We need to get our shit together for everybody in Harvey. We need to figure out where the money's going. We need to get basic streets done. We need to get basic, we need all these city owned properties. We need a transparent and very easily understood process of making sure that these properties get in the hands of people that not only can fix them up, but that ideally are local or have local connections. Okay. So that, your relatives or your family or your friends, or, someone that maybe used to live in Harvey, they should be getting priority with these public properties because they're city owned. The city should look after its own. How hard is that to understand? Thanks, Sean. I'll take that endorsement. Because he is so close to Clark. Who? Oh, you're saying about serving Jed. Yeah. True. I mean, Jed has been caught on video lately in some of Clark's vehicles. And like I said, who knows what they're doing? Someone else made a rude comment on Facebook today, being like, well, basically, you said, Clark and the mayor were effing or something. And I'm like, excuse me, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I said they make it their business to come after me about my sex life. And they seem to be obsessed with me and my dick. So that's why I said, I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, maybe there is some sex involved. I don't know. Don't put words in my mouth, please. Transient person is difficult to serve. That's why the sheriff wanted the Harvey PD to keep Jed there. Thanks, Tracy. And did you notice how rude the Harvey police were? They're like, oh, no. We don't listen to you. We don't need the sheriff. We don't need the sheriff. They were rude. They were lucky that they ended up serving him. And I think that's the only reason why Harvey police did. Because remember, Harvey police are just the SS for Mayor Clark. They're his Gestapo. And they protect Jed. But they knew that someone who was watching out for me, thank you, people, who that you are, called the sheriff, and that the sheriff was coming. And that's why they kept calling the sheriff back, saying, don't come, we got it. And they knew that they were stuck. They had to serve Jed, because if they didn't serve Jed, that the sheriff was going to come serve Jed. Otherwise, I don't think they ever would have. Race should not scare you off from it. Well, thanks, Sean. Who are you, Sean? You should message me on Facebook, because I like how you think. You're a positive guy. Honestly, I don't give a shit about race. What I care about, I want to see Harvey taken care of. I want to see every person treated fairly. I don't care about your race, your age, your sexuality, whatever. That's why I fly my rainbow flag, because it says my house is a safe place for anybody and everybody. This is a sanctuary. And I will fight for you, even if I don't know you, because injustice bothers me. And Jed gives those of us that actually do care about fighting for injustice, he gives us a bad name. We cannot do what we do without coming after people like Jed, because he is discrediting anybody and everybody who even tries to call themselves an activist. Do you guys see? You see what I'm getting at here? You cannot pussyfoot around these bullies, especially people like Jed. I left him alone for months, and this man came for me. So don't you dare say that I did anything. I walked towards him. I instigated him. Oh, you're endangering your order of protection because you did it. I haven't done anything. I clearly told Jed the other day to leave me alone, and I was walking away. I was on my porch. Where else the fuck am I supposed to go? I'm on my porch trying to keep to the order of protection. Get your heads out of your asses, people, especially the Jed fans, and stop fucking believing his lies and open your eyes. Why is he down there picking on an innocent white gay boy on his porch? I'm just trying to enjoy my 4th of July parade. I haven't heard a soul. Okay, this man has, and he's stolen a lot of money from people. Go watch the random news stuff. It's about the people, not the race. Oh, thanks, straight shooter. That's how I feel. But sometimes I get different vibes here, where I feel like if I were black or female or elderly or something, I'm like, would people listen to me better? Because I swear to God, I go to bat for every fucking person. I don't care who you are. But then sometimes people who are so-called, like I said, supporters or whatever, then when I need someone to go to bat for me, it's like, sometimes people are there. Hey, I don't have to go to any meetings. I don't have to do anything I do. I'm not paid for any of it. I do it because I want to help. I want to help Harvey. My family has 100 years history here. I can't stand to see it run to the ground. He's desperate for attention. I think he has serious issues that go way back, allegedly. Yep, probably true. So asks Hassan, who owns some property in Harvey, and he does have several he has several lawsuits pending, okay, with the city of Harvey, and that's public knowledge. Hassan does, but he went on this man's property. This is the man and his followers that dare to come after me and other people because Clark tells them to. Because again, Jed's just Clark's little plaything, whatever. I said boy toy plaything, servant, whatever you call it. Jed has no backbone whatsoever, just does whatever Clark says. So how else would he even know about Hassan's property and everything? So he breaks in illegally, according to Hassan. And I'm hoping to do an interview with him soon. He just has a busy schedule. I want him to share his side. But according to Hassan, Jed breaks in illegally to one of his properties. He calls Harvey police to say, remove him. He's trespassing and he's bothering me and my workers and harassing us. And you'll see him I'm not going to play the whole video, but in the video, you'll see that the cops, they don't take him off of his private property. They protect Jed and allow Jed to continue filming where these people live. It's not your business, Jed, to decide what's illegal and what's not, and what kind of housing can be there and what kind of housing can't be. You don't know who is there and who has their immigration papers and who doesn't. That's not your job, Jed. Go away and leave us alone and stop bullying me and other people in Harvey and the Southland. You're a bully, and I don't like bullies. Chef P says he's friends with a convicted child gang rapist and was accused of molesting his own nephew. He can't judge anyone. Right, exactly. And I don't even like to bring that stuff up because honestly, I don't care who you sleep with. As long as it's consensual and you can be into polyamory, you can be asexual, you can be straight, gay, but I really don't care. But when these people come after me and accuse me of sexual crimes, oh no, yeah, no. Melissa had your back. Yeah, I like Melissa. I did invite her on tonight, but I think she probably needs a little break. The sun is all. Does Jed say still say he's a homeless man? It could be. Hassan was a distraction. Exactly. It's all about getting the heat off of Clark. Thank you. Yes. So that's what he does. Again, he has no moral compass, right? And Clark and Jed are two peas in a pod. They're perfect for each other. I hope they do. Maybe I hope that they get married and go off into the sunset and never come back. Okay, because they're perfect for each other. They're both bullies who pick on the most vulnerable people. And when anyone dares to stand up to them, then immediately they go, "Oh, I'm the victim. Oh, they came after me. Oh my God. Oh, look at this lady's crazy coming after me at a parade." No, idiot, and you idiot followers of his. Melissa's not crazy. Okay. Look at her proof. Go to her Facebook page. It's public. She shares all the bullying and harassment that she's gone through. And see, the reason why she confronted Jed at the parade, I can imagine. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I was just there to enjoy the parade, okay? But of course I'm going to film because I want to know what the heck Jed's up to, what kind of trouble he's up to. So Jed got freaked out because he's not used to people standing up for themselves. See, he thought he could bully her online and do all this shit and threaten to come to her house and everything. And I don't know that he expected to run into her. But either way, she stood up for herself. I don't think she did anything wrong. Why isn't Colby sued for the false arrest? I believe she is, because I have a lawsuit. There's a lawsuit that me, Colby, and some of the businesses are in together. So anyway, this is what happened at Hassan's property. Remember, Jed is trespassing on private property. He has no authority to be here. The Harvey police, instead of removing him, are protecting him. And look what he does. Look what he does. You don't know Jed, okay? This man, he doesn't know who is there, quote unquote, illegally or legally or whatever. Again, I want everybody to be treated fairly. I know some people, think, oh, people deserve to be deported or whatever. My thing is, if we applied the same laws today, let's say in the 1890s or early 1900s, and some of my ancestors came over, guess what? They would all be called illegal. So if you actually take the time to study our immigration process today, the laws are set up to make it virtually impossible to get your visa easily and affordably and legally unless you are connected politically or you have a lot of money. And sometimes when even really really rich people still can't get a visa. So just try to be sympathetic, okay? But then again, like I said, Jed doesn't know anything about these people. He just talks loud and has authority. And he expects that then people are going to believe what he says. Just because you talk loud and you point your fingers a lot and everything, look, I do that too, okay? But you should look into what I'm saying to confirm if it's true or not. And you should be doing the same thing with Jed or anybody or Trump. You cannot take people's word for it. And that right there, people, I have a huge problem with that. How can you say that you are an advocate and a man of God when you are threatening to call? You said you already called ICE. You already called ICE to Harvey? Are you serious? Okay. So let me. I'm gonna pull up a few. Hold on. In case some of you didn't know, with this passage of this least recent budget, that the fascist Republicans and under Trump, the MAGA Republicans, because there are some halfway decent Republicans out there. ICE now has a budget that is larger than most countries' budget for their whole military. Trump is very much like Clark. He's using this whole illegal status thing as an excuse to harass and kidnap people. And then we also have people that are, come on, go to photos. He's also, sorry, there are people that are impersonating these ICE ICE people, and they're bounty hunters or they're kidnappers or whatever. So it's very, 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 very concerning. So this, when Jed says he called ICE, and I guess he thinks he's cool saying it or something like that, is extremely offensive. You are not an advocate. You should be ashamed of yourself. So I just wanted to show you. Oh, here's one example of someone who recently, there was an incident. Okay, sorry guys, it's loading. Can you see it though? Can you see it from the comments? Oh, while that's loading. Okay, Straight Shooter says, why haven't you sued for defamation? Case, we do have a 1984 case pending, a federal case in federal court. But yeah, I agree. No, he should be held. Oops, sorry guys. Sorry guys, I felt like it froze. I froze up for a second. Can you hear me now? Yeah, Straight Shooter says, why haven't I sued? Yes, I'm definitely still looking into more options to go after Clark. If you know a good defamation lawyer, let me know. I fully support immigration in this country's vote, but I also believe it should be done legally. Right. I'm just saying that you have to realize that it's currently a scam that is set up by both parties, by rich people, because they don't want to make legal immigration easy. When my ancestors came over, you could just come over on a boat. You could run across the border. There was barely the few laws that were there, they were barely enforced. So it's not fair to hold these people. They just want a better life, just like my ancestors did that came to Harvey in Chicago, right? So it's not fair to hold them to a higher standard, especially when most of these countries are CIA, because of big corporate interests, has assassinated and done coups and just ruin their country's economies. So it's our fault. Their countries are messed up and they're coming here. So it's just food for thought on that. But okay, so let me try this again. Let me make sure that Crook isn't trying to get a hold of me. Okay, good, cool. So, oops, which tab I want to share? I think it's this one, right? Okay, there we go. Can you guys see that a little better? Oops. So this is why I take this very seriously, and why everyone should, okay? And this is, I don't care how you feel about Trump or any politician. Our military and our police should never be used like this, okay? So here's a great example. Trump supporter who impersonated an ICE agent and went on racist tirade against Latino Americans, Sean Michael Emmerich Johnson, arrested and facing numerous charges. So watch this. When Jed invites, says, I call ICE, these are the wackos that encourages.
What's wrong with you? They coming. Yeah, for me. For you. Oh. Ah, that's me. You got caught, Mo. Where you from? Mexico? You from Mexico? You're going back to Mexico. Parky. No. No, you cannot drive, Bo. You have not a license.
So he's making fun of the guy's English. He's not a cop. He's impersonating a cop. He takes their keys out of the ignition, taking advantage of them because of their limited English proficiency. How would you feel if your ancestor, who was trying to come over from Ireland, England, Scotland, Italy, whatever, and they, couldn't survive, and then you come here, and then there are these idiot scammers like that? So that's the kind of stuff that Jed's supporting that I just cannot get behind. Oops, sorry.
If you don't.
So yeah, so if you want to Google him, that was in Sullivan's Island, South Carolina. Thank God they caught the guy. You know what I mean? Okay, there's some. Let me find the other video. Here's another incident in Worcester, Mass, where again, I don't know if they were actually legit ICE agents or not, but this is the kind of stuff that I do not tolerate. That Jed is inviting into our city. No. I say absolutely not. Okay, so this happened in Worcester, Mass. Take a look at this. Yeah, did you hear that woman screaming? That's what Jed want. How are you a freaking advocate for anybody? And you said you called these people? Get out of here. How dare you? And look at these bully cops along with ICE. That's what Jed's inviting. We already have bully police. We don't need more. Look how they treat these women. Right. She was trying to protect the lady. Oh, you guys didn't tell me. I'm so sorry. You couldn't see the image. You couldn't see it. I was giving commentary, but you couldn't see it. I must have Kirk must have forgot about me. Sorry. I'll play it again, but look at the horrible way they treat these ladies. This is not okay.
Her 16-year-old daughter. ICE agents detained a mother and her 16-year-old daughter. That girl's face slammed into the ground as she was taken into custody.
This is the kind of stuff
they have not been
Jed
identified. Worcester police said officers were dispatched to the area for a report of a federal agent surrounded by about 24 people. When police arrived, they say the teen daughter was holding a newborn baby in her arms and standing in front of the ICE vehicle that was trying to leave with their mother inside. Officers told her she was endangering the baby, so she handed the newborn to a relative, but police allege as the ICE vehicle drove away, she ran after it and kicked the side of it. She was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment of a child.
Yeah, can you believe that? Total BS. So that you cannot be an advocate and want to invite thugs like that to the city. Sorry. Here's another one of this again. These are the people when Jed says I called ICE. And there were a few of our Latinos that were asking me. And they're like, "Really? Post the video? Did he really? Here's your proof." Jed said, "I called ICE." These are the people he's trying to welcome to Harvey. These are the people that you want. Look at watch. They're impersonating ICE. They're taking advantage, and there are real people getting kidnapped by people like this because other idiots like Jed say, they call ICE on people. I guess. Ah! I'm sorry, you guys. Darn it, you gotta tell me I didn't put my thing up again.
That is not your badge.
Sorry, let me rewind a little bit here.
Hey. Badge? Hey. Okay, you need to identify yourself. You need to identify yourself. No, you need to identify yourself. This is kidnap. This is kidnap.
Ma'am, this is an immigration inspection.
Can I see your badge, please?
My badge is right here.
No, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
No, I need to see it. No, this is kidnap. This is kidnap. That is not your badge.
Luckily, they stood up and they asked for ID. Remember, you can't just kidnap someone off the street, but Jed is inviting people to do exactly that. You have people impersonating ICE officers as well as ICE officers, real ICE officers, but that are illegitimately kidnapping people off our streets. I don't want that. I don't care how you feel about immigrants. No, these are thugs. They're acting like the SS did in Hitler's Germany, okay? It's not cool. That's not cool. If you're wondering how you would act during the Holocaust, how are you acting right now towards vulnerable people like immigrants, gays, any minorities, you know? These people that are being harassed because they're being used as political distractions, right? Instead of saying, hey, what about all the corrupt politicians and all the corrupt rich people that are hoarding all of our resources? We have enough supplies and food and shelter for everybody, you know? Yeah. So anyway. Who's going live, Sean? So anyway, I just wanted to share that to say that's not what I want in my community. Is that what you want in your community? So let's watch Jed again with the protection of Harvey police harassing business owners and the people that live there. Let's watch. And inviting creepy Gestapo ICE to come to Harvey. Now remember, Jed is trespassing on private property. He is harassing them. Hey, Wyoming, how are you? Big boy again. Really, bahaha. People impersonating ICE. Where's your proof? Google it, big boy, or get out of here. He said 40 minutes ago he's going live. Are you talking about Jed? Who, Sean? Hey, Wyoming. Hey.
Your fucking thing. This woman right here keep calling me a bitch and all that other stuff. But she gonna stop playing around with me on my mama. She really is. Now look at her. She fuck. Yeah, I know. She
just wait.
She one of the ignorant, but
how he interacts with her.
I'm not racist. I actually got a lot of people in different ethnicities, and I love them.
Oh.
We're not racist. You're oppressive.
You're oppressive. He's saying you're oppressive while he's on someone's private property harassing them. Okay.
This man has basically been housing illegals, and he giving them illegal shit.
Again, Jed knows nothing about that. He has no proof of any of that. He just makes stuff up, guys.
So of course they're towing everything. And this is land that he took. He took the and I'm finna tell
he doesn't know that. Oh, wait, watch this. Supported by Harvey police. Oh, thank you, Sean. Supported by Harvey police. Now he threatens vandalism. Listen to this. So not only does he want to bring ICE in to terrorize Harvey people, but he's
this stupid ass gate down. This gate about to be gone by the end of the night. So my gang of do-gooders, they on their way. I'm taking this illegal bullshit ass gate down with this fucking illegal ass barbed wire since you want to lie on me. And now you want to report a crime. All of this is illegal. Goodbye. Okay, I'm not going nowhere. I just want to hear. Go ahead. What? No. Say it again. Keep talking. I got it on video. I called you a bitch first, huh? I'm not racist. I'm just.
So he's not racist, but keep watching.
I didn't say that. That was the other guy. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, and that sounds better to say I don't know what the fuck you are.
fuck you are. Okay, I don't know what you are. See, my mama is crossing the line, but it's okay. I'm gonna let you get away with it because your shit is over with. My mama is cool. It's cool. To all the Mexicans that follow me, y'all know I fuck with you. To all of the whatever the fuck she is, you know I fuck with you. I don't fuck with the ones who do wrong. Just like I don't fuck with black people who do wrong. So I'm not even, y'all know, we already know not to feed into that shit. I'm talking about whole Mexicans, boy. This shit.
So again, Jed's not making a great case for being supportive of our Latino population. That's for sure.
It's crazy. I mean, not whole Mexicans. Jesus Christ, that was the worst thing I could have said. Not whole Mexicans, whole illegals. It's black illegals too. It's black illegals too. It ain't just no damn Spanish. It's black illegals, brown illegals. Who live in there? Because y'all ain't supposed to be here.
He's trespassing on their private property and going into their houses. I mean, can you believe this is crazy? Absolutely crazy.
Oh, it stinks. This fucking stinks. This just stink, bro. See if the water. Oh, fuck. See if the water work right there. See if they got water in this one. Cause some of this shit they ain't got no water. It worked? Okay. Put trailers.
Oh boy, Jed. So anyway, I just wanted to expose that because several people were asking to see that video. I wanted to mention, let's see, I wanted to mention some court dates. So we have, well, tomorrow, I believe at 6:30, there's going to be some sort of meeting at the township, but I believe it's some sort of forum that's hosted by the Democrats at Thornton Township. Anyway, I'm going to try to go cover that. Tuesday at 6 p.m., we're having a Harvey Park District board meeting, which is like I've never even been to one. They rarely meet. They rarely disclose anything about what they do. So that's going to be this Tuesday at 6. Colby will have her another court date for I think that was related to her last arrest. Yeah, Dots, Wyoming, exactly. Colby will have another court date related to her arrest this Wednesday at 9 a.m. Okay. And then if anybody wants to show up and help me out, I will have my hearing just a little bit west of downtown in Chicago, Monday, July 14th, 9 a.m. So again, my hearing to get a more, long-lasting, I think they call it plenary order of protection against Jed for all this crazy bullying and harassment. That's going to be Monday, July 14th, 9 a.m. So yeah, if anyone wants to come down and help testify, we have to stop this bullying. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not cute. It's not cutesy just because, that's okay if they tease the white gay guy because he doesn't belong anyway. It's not cute. No. Anyone have a running count of how many restraining orders? Good question. I know there are a lot. And someone recently was reminding me that apparently that's why Jed came to Harvey, because there are enough restraining orders against him in Flint, Michigan. Because remember he made a video a few months ago and he said, I met with Clark, there's no injustice there. So yeah, anyway, moving on, where should I go next? He ended up in Flint for a while. But as far as I understand, I was told he has, but somebody could maybe research that and get back to us. Because I'll be going live tomorrow anyway for the township meeting, so maybe we could address that if someone could look into that. But I wonder how many restraining orders or orders of protection he has against him in Flint. That's a good question. Okay, so anybody have any questions about the court dates? I just want to let you all know. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you guys some of the YouTube comments on my live video and show you. Please go make some positive comments because unfortunately a lot of people from Jed's team, they came and made some negative comments. And I was like, not surprising. But... Oh, yes. And one more thing I wanted to mention. Kiana Belcher did call me. You know her from Dalton, trustee. She called me earlier today and she said, hey, can you just clarify? I had a few people call me about your live last night and say that you said that I was working with Mayor Clark. I don't know Christopher Clark, Mayor in Harvey. I don't work with him. And I said, oh, okay. I said, I didn't say that I know that, but I had a few sources reporting that, and I haven't been able to either confirm or deny that. But I just wanted to share that Kiana did call, and she just wanted to speak her side and say that that she says she is not working with Clark. Like I said, I don't have proof, definitive proof one way or the other. That's just what I've been told. So I can't say that she is working with Clark or that she isn't, like on paper. But Terry Dean made some more nasty comments. My live video comments. Oh yeah, then we got to talk about Paul and what's her name, Beth. Poor Paul and Beth. Like the way that Jed has treated them is so horrible. And remember, guys, the reason why this is important is because these are elderly, folks, right? That they just want to see their communities taken care of. They don't want to be harassed. So this is on Jed's page, okay? So about my live from last night. Paul had made comments about, why is this about personal insults? Justice seems to be decided only by those who can afford to hire, law firms like Odelson or Ansel Glink. And then Jed says that Jed said, that shit you said in that live will only ask me to tell you to just stay with that bullshit because we're not going to have a productive conversation. Paul says, I'm sorry you hear that. You refuse to listen or engage with critics who once supported you. In our very first online conversation, I said that only God knows the truth. And for all that we know, he could have sent us to this planet because he was running out of locusts. That's funny. But again, Paul had supported Jed. I had supported Jed. So did Beth. And Jed just seems like he's just burning the bridges, And Jed says, Paul, you reinforced a false narrative intentionally. I didn't ask y'all for one damn dime for my personal life. The rest of them I didn't give a F. But when I saw your comment as someone I've only shown respect, I can only hope you reap every bit of what you've sown. The craziest part is the community people are the ones telling me they aren't shocked because I sure as hell am. Okay, but what did Paul Roberts do to you to betray you? He's a nice older gentleman, just like Beth, who just wants to see better government and enjoy life in the Southland. I don't see what's the reason for all that. And then Jed says, Paul, because that's not the way you approach any of that. Here's your answer. And then the comment supposedly was, the Pied Piper of Dalton helped get the rats out of town, but Dalton didn't pay him. Now he's looking to get paid in Harvey. And then Belisha, not her again. She says, I hope you're at court on money to sue Ryan for defamation of character. The things he said in that video. Take me off for what I've got. For what, Belisha? What did I say that wasn't true? Okay. Girl, these people, y'all need to get some new hobbies besides supporting this liar and defamer. It's so sad. So sad, you guys. Oops. Oh, there's Beverly again. She says, "Oh, Paul, this hurts my heart. Hurts my heart. I never thought of you as a double-minded person." Again, what did Paul do? He just asks questions. And Paul says, "Beverly, I'd love to discuss in private what I meant by that comment. Jeopardized finances are a sensitive issue, so a popular Facebook group is not an appropriate place to discuss them. I feel that citizens should focus on getting rid of the rats, corruption, and local government instead of focusing attention on each other's comments, which divides the citizens and distracts from the rat abatement." I agree, Paul. Beverly says, your comment looks as though you're throwing direct shade at Jed as a grifter. I would think after the Tiffany comparison to a dog and the backlash that caused you would think twice before speaking in hyperbole again. I don't see what Paul did wrong. Do you guys? You felt fine to mentioning finances in an online chat when it discussed here. And then Paul says, I understand the misunderstanding, but I do not regret asking Tiffany to use her sense of reason to avoid being treated like a dog. No one would accuse Jed of being a grifter if he had someone else to provide financial records of INA upon request. And go watch Random News' videos. To my knowledge, Jed has never shown finances for any work that he's done. Let's be clear, okay? Demands for financial transparency are a big part of the residents' protests in Harvey. I would be more supportive of Jed if he talked more about the local issues and strategy rather than about himself and specific people who criticize him. There you go. Oh, and Terry Dean chimes in again. Seriously? Oh, and Felicia again. Did you really? I love the false outrage, guys. Whatever. Now, also, apparently, let me pull up, because that wasn't the only thing, okay? Poor Miss Beth got thrown under the bus too. Poor Beth. You know, as far as I say, she didn't do anything anything wrong. Oh, I didn't even see Sonia's post. Right. Oh, that's good. Oh, this is some juicy stuff, you guys. Okay, I didn't even know. Okay, let me hold on. Let me share this, but I do want to cover the Jed stuff. Look at this. I didn't even see this yesterday. So apparently this is Thornton Township, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, is this group. Okay. And it looks like, whoopsies. Okay, here we go. Sonia, who I think she runs the group, she just said, why have a protest on a day of celebration on the 4th, you know? Well, remember, there were nationwide protests for No King's Day, or for No Kings and Free America. I mean, if you cannot see the injustice going on in this country, then I don't know what to tell you, but it was a good day for a protest. Sharon agreed. Okay, good. Thank you, Sharon. Because she said, well, I mean, we were slaves back then. And, okay, Okay. Sharon also talked about wasting money about the holiday. Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, that was also my point. I agreed with that. So I'll agree with that. 924. Whoever you are, awesome. I love it. What did I miss, Sean? Sean says, we said, oh, Wyoming Jets Minions mods brought each of us up in the current live. I got screen touches, so we know. Oh boy, I'm sure. It sounded like Keith Morrison from Dateline NBC. Oh, oh, thanks, Sean. This lady says, I agree with Sonia. This was a family event. Could there not have been a more appropriate time for confrontation? But I like where she takes it. She says, Jed, who presents himself as an advocate, claims the woman he confronted has mental health issues, yet he still publicly engaged her in confrontation, then followed them to my house. How does that reflect advocacy or leadership? If your mission is truly about Harvey and community resources, why waste time on petty drama? Why not reconnect with your security team and SVU detail? Furthermore, Jed went on to insult Colby, calling her names that had nothing to do with the cause. What did she do besides not speak to you? And why are you going so hard against the same people as Christopher Clark? And the hypocrisy is loud, praying in one breath, cursing and belittling in the next. That's not advocacy, it's performance. Yes, I'm commenting anonymously because I've seen how investigate and advocate members go below the belt, attacking anyone who dares to question or disagree with Jedediah. It's as if free thought is forbidden and differing opinions are threats. Who made them the moral authority of social media? From what I've observed, multiple legal complaints have already been filed involving the so-called family. I have no interest in back and forths, but people should be able to express themselves freely without being harassed in their inboxes or publicly torn down. Thank you, Anonymous. I agree. Let's see what Devora said. Preach. Can I love this? Let me love this. This is not Jed's page, so I agree. 100%. And then I'm also gonna say, also, if people haven't noticed, there is a ton of injustice happening right now under Trump. Losing their benefits, etc. Now is the time to protest, people. You know, it's like, anyway. So, that was interesting. Unhinged, pure deflection. Exactly. Yep. So that's why they're trying to discredit us, right? Because then if they make us look crazy, then they're hoping that people won't listen to what we're saying. And I'm not buying it. Yep. That was good. Okay, not a lot of comments on that, which is fine. Okay, that was Sonia's post. Oh, I remember that one from June 30th. Paul always asks great financial questions. Thanks, Paul, for that. Now look at the oh, wait, let's see. Is this the one where he went after? I forget the one where they went after. Okay, no, this is the one where they went after me again, not Paul. I think the next one is the one where they go after Paul and Beth. But Terry Dean, Beverly Switz, that we already disagree with her. Miss Terry Dean, with whom I totally disagree, says. Oh, and Miss Lynette Taylor. Who is Miss Lynette Taylor? Oh, sweetheart, are you threatening me? Looks like another online threat. Better get that screenshot right now. Okay. Got it. Another online threat, folks. You can see it here. So, Lynette Taylor, out of the blue, says, "Were you inappropriate with children?" And I said, "Never." Were you inappropriate with children? That because again, I don't know her. Why are you even asking me that? And then she says, and so she doesn't answer my question. She says, "Let me get these receipts." Hey, Jed, we getting ready to find out. Sounds like a threat to me. I haven't abused any children. Have you, Lynette? Oh, and wait, I got a better one, you guys. Wait. How about you ask Jed if he has abused any children? Ask Jed about that young lady who accused him of rape, who Jed harassed using her own relatives to try to silence her. That's a good one. Go watch Random News if you haven't seen that one. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here with that crap. Oh boy, and Terry Dean goes off again. You know, I didn't even answer her stuff earlier because she says too much. Okay. Let's see Miss Lynette, who's throwing around child abuse allegations. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Jed stuff. I'm not even watching that. He's so unhinged. So Lynette okay, let's see. Who are you, Miss Lynette? Okay. Cute hairdo. Cute hairdo, girl. So why are you accusing me of abusing children? Have you? Where is this coming from? Because that sure is bullying to me. That sure is harassment to me. Why don't you stick to your cute hairdos, girl, and those earrings? Oh, cute boots, okay? And stop accusing people of abusing children. Get out of here. It's not okay. Oh, yeah. Because Terry was saying that I was talking mess. I said, well, telling the truth isn't talking mess. Learn the difference. Oh, absolutely do not deflect. How did he betray? By not following your agenda? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You have your opinion, that's fine. That doesn't sound like someone who's being harassed. You are the one who's harassing. Your whole video is screen recorded. Play victim all you want. I know the difference. It isn't brain surgery. You're messy and oh, great. Oh Lord, what should I say? I'm gonna laugh at that one. Okay. Let's do a laugh at that one. And what else should I say? Jed's turning into the 2025 version of Michael Smith. Right. It's like the lies keep coming. And it's like whoever is paying him. Clark just happens to be the one, apparently, that's offering him stuff to do this. Just that we're in the bushes. They're going to get info. I left having Jed say my name once is enough for me. I have folks in Flint. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. You guys are keeping an eye on it because, I'm like, ugh. But look at this stuff. You're messy and we fight back with that. You have no facts. So what should I say? Let me see. Miss Dean, you seem to be confusing facts with rumors and malicious false allegations propagated by Mayor Clark and his errand boy, Jedediah. We have always said we welcome anyone in Harvey who wants to fight for justice. Jed has chosen to defend Mayor Clark and his horrible violations of Harvey residents' rights. He chose wrong. Did I miss anything? What did Wyoming say? Listen to a replay. He was really over the top. Right. Yeah. He's not really reading his mod's dumb crap tonight out loud. You might want to be careful about what you're posting on Facebook, especially with that pending case and the restraining order involving Jed. Oh yes, no, thank you, Sean. No, I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just putting this stuff out there so that people, because I have a right to defend my reputation. So that's really what's going on here. Oh, Aaron Boy or Cabana Boy? I don't know. Oh, they said that Wyoming was once with INA. Just looking out for you. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it, Sean. Yeah, and I've thought about it, but it's because otherwise, like I said, I remember I've been silent this whole time, and I'm just like, no, I'm sorry. I am not a child molester and all these other things that they're accusing me of, so I will defend my reputation, and I have a right to fight back against being bullied. That doesn't mean I'm seeking out contact with Jed, because I'm not. Actually, I'm trying to tell these people to leave me alone. But you're probably right. I mean, you're right in that I already had commented. I had already said stuff to Miss Dean. She's not going to change her mind. Let's be realistic. But I did want to see some more of the horrible things. Okay. Oh, Lord. That's so rude. Jed says, go and leave then. What did they say about Beth? Oh, Terry Dean said, Beth, you're looking for attention. It's these same people bullying. Beth says, I was quiet. He promised to advocate for Harvey. They feel betrayed. Why do they feel betrayed? Why is it your business to speak on his advocacy? Who are you, a Harvey resident? It doesn't matter. Beth did come to our meetings. Oh, and there's Beverly again. I'm disappointed in the direction you've taken to badmouth the man you supported. That's not what Beth said. She says, you were in a tizzy because you placed yourself in Harvey that night without communicating to INA you were going and got pissed that INA wasn't there. That's what happened. That's the truth. Well, that's not what Beth says. So, wow, Miss Dalton, go sit down somewhere. That's rude. This is the lady that walked the whole night next to Jed's side on that protest when it was freezing cold. Beth did a lot to support Jed and paid him a lot of money too, by the way. She doesn't deserve this treatment. Jed and Clark need to stop picking on these vulnerable people. It's very intimidating when people bully you like this. She really didn't know Jed. She felt because she donated, it gave her the right to control. Really? Wow. Okay. Beth, worry about where you live, man. Mind your business. If you don't have any, go volunteer somewhere. Wow. These Jed people, like I said, they are bullies with a capital B. Yeah, not cool. I'm sorry, Beth, you're going through that. That's not okay. Then, sorry, I'm catching up the comments. Sean said there's nothing wrong with defending yourself. Right. Because I think, Sean, to my understanding, no, I'm not a judge, but it's when you have the order of protection, it's more about like that's when Jeb was approaching me and I was like walking away, right? See, I don't want to deal with him. But I do think it's important to expose what he's doing, especially as it relates to me, and say, look, this is not cool. To his followers, this is not cool. You need to stop doing this. This is not acceptable. And the stuff that they're saying isn't true. Wyoming gets accused of being with everybody. Conscious and now with INA. You're popular, Wyoming. Are you able to prove this since you're FOIA from the school board? I mean, like I said, there's no document that would implicate me for anything. You notice that they never have anything to say. Wyoming, then someone said they had seen you in chat on another channel mistaken. If so, that could put all that stuff to rest. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing other than good evaluations, Oh, Tracy, Wyoming, you guys are getting picked on a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, and then I think Jed. Beth's actually being very gracious. She's saying, try not to talk with them. They've been charmed and swayed by a professional narcissist. Right now, they cannot see the truth. Arguing with them will be like running around the maypole in circles. Oh, bless your heart, Beth. Like, I think she's being really cool about this. Now, Sonia. Now, Anonymous, I agree, says, are you an admin? Are you aware of the recent Facebook YouTube rant from that fool towards these elderly, vulnerable people, Beth McBride and Paul Roberts. Terry, of course, comes and wants to stand up for Mr. Bully again. Oh, Jed says, I'm now being made an admin and moderator of many of these pages. Really? Wow. Oh. Yeah, Sonia says she is the admin. Beth is still very gracious. Terry's now attacking who I am. Really not a good thing. See it for what it is right now. Wow, Terry again. Don't cry and play victim, Beth. You attacked my brother first. He has sisters, if you ain't noticed, who will defend his name and reputation. Tap out, Beth. Excuse me, this girl, Beth did a lot for Jed. And she said she felt that he didn't follow up on his commitments to help Harvey like he did. Well, she has freedom of speech too. She said what she said. So why are you coming after her? Anonymous member says, Sonia, remember, she's the admin for this group. Although my post is anonymous, I will be unsubbing my invite to join this BS. Oh, I'm sorry, Anonymous. I could see we could understand that. Oh, and then Paul does come back and says, I did not intend to strike when I made an allegorical comment on a YouTube live with only a few viewers. You escalated the fight when you brought it to Facebook. Instead of asking me for clarity, you immediately became judgmental and threatening. Is that what a good moderator does? Good point. And then Paul says, I wasn't a moderator. It was a whole show to strike me. I'm black, and that doesn't equate to being dumb and uneducated. Paul never said that, Jed. You're putting words in his mouth. Straw man argument. Wow. This is a true narcissist, folks. I'm also not concerned about the possibility of conversation between us. I never benefited from your presence, so I've lost nothing. Like Paul, literally, he asks great questions at the meet, like why he has done nothing to deserve disrespect like that. Wow. And then Paul says, my brief comment said you helped the fight other people in Dalton. You gained loyal followers with your colorful style. Then you complained about not getting enough resources for your work. Very recently, you announced your intention to raise $100,000 to rehab. Wait, hold on. Okay, Wyoming says, I'm not a huge fan of Beth because she said some mean things about Burgundy and Contras, but I've always said Beth has been showing up at all meetings for you. She cares about her village, right? You know what though? Maybe I'm going to share my interview with Beth, but when I bring her on Wyoming, make sure, and I'll try to put advance notice of when I have her on live. You know, I'll share the interview, but then bring up that question because I wonder if her attitude towards Burgundy and Conscious will have changed. You know, now that she sees Jed and and his scams. So bring that up. So Paul's saying, okay, you want to raise $100,000 to rehab this building in Harvey for INA. Residents want financial transparency. If you're going to use Harvey as your fundraising base, I hope your new CEO, Keith Price, by the way, will keep your organization's financial records in order. Oh boy. He may need to register INA with a government organization or two. It's up to you as the commander to focus on improving Harvey rather than drawing even more attention to you and your critics. And I will love that because Paul always keeps it classy and he raised some very good points. I believe that was the end. I did ask Paul if he wanted to comment tonight. He said, nope, I'm done. Ah, look at this. Yes, ma'am. Jedediah Brown is a grifter and a fraud. And then Lynette Taylor again says, anonymous member, prove it. Just go to the random news videos. He did a great job. So, but yeah, Beth basically stayed. I think she kept it classy. I think that what in the world? Okay, no, this is some sort of spam. Sorry, honey, you got to get out. All right. What in the butt? Samuel is out here looking for Jed. Who is that? Wait, Illinois State Assassin. You gotta explain. I don't know what that means. It must be. Maybe it's a pop culture reference that I'm missing. Hold on one second. Okay, cool. What did I forget, guys? Yeah, Illinois State Assassin. You gotta explain that reference to me. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. I mentioned Terry Dean. Yeah, I'm done with her. So we're done with Terry Dean. Oh, yeah, I wanted to go over the comments that they made on YouTube on mine. Let me pull up YouTube on my video because, you know, I'm sure Clark and his gang sent some people there. Oh, hey, Mandy. Nice. So we might get a surprise visitor too. Let's see. I do see Mr. You know who is live. That's okay. We're gonna leave that be. I know I was able to stop by Minions live. He did a live tonight on Harvey, and I think they finished a little bit ago. You know, I had already planned to do this, so I didn't. It's hard because I feel like a lot of times people end up scheduling around the same time. So if I wait until there's no conflict, you share. Okay, I want to go to my profile though. I'm going to go to my profile. All right. What did I get? Oh, Crook. Crook, you came back. I thought I lost you for a while. Oh, you pulled that up? Is that the artist? What in the butt? Samma is out here looking for dead. Oh, so it's the artist of this thing, Crook? Is that what you're saying? Wait, make it bigger. Sometimes I miss out on pop culture stuff. Is this old?
I said what in the butt. 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 You want to do it in my butt? In my butt? You want to do it in my butt? In my butt? You want to do it in my butt? In my butt? Let's do it in the butt.
Ah!
Okay.
So wait, is
Over
it?
there, come to me if you care. Don't say it
Oh my
instead.
God. Okay, you
It's
can
just
pause
not
it. I
fair.
get it.
Make your move if you
But wait. So what was that video from? I'd heard people say it, but I didn't even know. I didn't know that that was a real thing and that was like an artist. I didn't even know that that was from. Illinois State Assassin laughed at that. Yeah, I'm like, that's why I said, I'm like, well, when was that from? I see, sometimes I miss these pop culture references, you guys. You can tell I'm just a big gay nerd. That's why I love when they try to make me into this evil, person. It's like, obviously, you just don't want to tell us how you're spending our money. That's what it comes down to, at the end of the day. But thank you. I need a little laugh because it's been a little crazy. I just wanted to briefly look at the comments from the live from last night. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring. I went to Zoom in, and I think you guys are gonna laugh, and hopefully maybe be a little angry, but also ultimately at the end of the day, I do try to laugh because these people are so freaking this summer, and I throw Chris Clark right in there with it because they're both doing the same thing and they're doing it together. Berg, if you're free, you can come say hi before we leave. Told Amanda I'm on. Amanda, yeah, if you want to say hey, you can. Told Sandra. Okay, good. Oh yeah, and Jed is live. Yeah, Minion finished his show. Jed's live right now. Who knows what he's saying? Crazy stuff. And I did tell some of our Spanish speakers about the stuff with Jed. So I think a lot of them were able to watch this show, but hopefully they'll watch it on repeat just to see what Jed was up to. So just take a look at. I just wanted to show you guys the comments. Hey, Melissa. Hey, come on in. And Illinois State Assassin, you're freaking hilarious. Tell us more about you. Like, where are you from? What's your story, Illinois State Assassin? Tell us what you got going on. You know what I'm talking about? Tell us your story. Melissa says, "Hi, grace and peace." I know you were in Minions chat, otherwise you probably would have stopped in earlier. I want to go see what he is saying. Oh, Jed, yeah. I may watch it later, but it's like I don't, see again. That's where to me, like, no, and that's where it's like I feel like I can safely. Yeah, I can say I have an order of protection. I can condemn what someone is doing, condemn what he's doing, and negate the lies and say, no, what he's saying isn't true. But I'm not engaging with Jed, So to me, that's different. Like I have nothing to say to him, and I don't want to. Jed's always a victim. He never has anything. Right. Thank you. Yep, Princess saw the Phantom. You are so right. So take a look at these lovely comments I got on my live last night. So Tiffany Wooding says, so she clearly walked up on him and initiated. Kim says, yes, but they're ignoring that part. You don't know the backstory. So don't judge Melissa or me or anybody unless you're going to do your research and take the time to do your research. She has every right to be angry, but no right to walk up on him. She appeared to want a reaction of him so she can play the victim. I don't think so. Do you feel like responding to that, Melissa? You don't have to. I know you might just want to kind of hang out in the chat. That's fine. But if you want to respond, you can. He threatened me. I'm definitely nobody's victim. Yeah, I agree with that. I wanted to let you know too, Melissa, and I forgot, but I did speak with Sandra today. If you guys remember the chat last night, so Sandra and Melissa were kind of going at it, but Sandra assures me, we had a conversation, and I was super busy today too, so I didn't even have time to talk to her all the way, until a little bit later in the day. But she just had a ton of questions, and she's like, well, no, I tell Melissa I wasn't trying to offend her or not believe her story, but I just had a lot of questions. So I had referred her, and anybody, if you're wondering about Melissa's story, she's very articulate and good at sharing this stuff. Please go to her Facebook. Melissa, you can confirm in the chat that it should be public, but she has everything explaining and screenshots and stuff about what happened to her and the bullying on there. Please don't judge her. Go and read it. She has it spelled out really easily, right, Melissa? It should be public on your Facebook. Go do that. Don't make this woman. Okay, so when you're a victim, they have this thing of like I forget what the name is, but like people don't want to have to keep repeating the story from the beginning over and over, okay? Because that re-traumatizes them. So that's what I was trying to tell Sandra last night. I said, you know what? We weren't trying to kick you out to stifle you or to censor you, but it's just when someone's been a victim, the last thing they want or need, okay, and that's her name on Facebook, okay, guys? So if you go to Melissa Crawley on Facebook, she has publicly shared, background and screenshots, okay, so that you can verify, because you should, just like with Jed, me, Mayor Clark, anybody, don't ever take anyone at their word. Always do your research. And if you don't want to do your research, then you should not be commenting on social media. Woo! Hello! Wake up, wake up, wake up. You need to hear this. If you don't want to do your minimum of research, do not comment on social media. You're not helping. You're probably part of the problem. Now, for those of you that you're a Minion show or you're wherever else earlier, I already yelled at people and I said, I don't care if you're Jets fans or whatever, but you are the problem. You people that pay Jed, that vote for Mayor Clark, that are silent about Mayor Clark's abuse of rights, okay? That don't say anything when he calls me a child abuser, that don't say anything when Clark arrests people. You are the reason these people are able to make our lives miserable. You cannot stay silent and be innocent. And a lot of you are not even silent. Look at Jets fans. They laugh, they make rude comments. They know nothing about me, Melissa, Harvey, or anything. They don't know any facts about what goes on in our lives. So if you don't take the time to do the research, then don't take the time to comment on social media. Go and watch some freaking videos about pandas, okay? Or go watch a video about golden retrievers. But when a woman has been harassed, don't come and ask her 50 million questions and be like, yeah, but you were a bee. Like, you totally shouldn't have approached it that way. You don't know a fucking thing about Melissa's situation. And when she has 50 million thousand people asking her to tell the story over and over again, that's why she put it on her fucking Facebook. Go to find her, Melissa Crawley, on Facebook. It's public, okay? Don't re-traumatize victims. It's very, very, very painful, okay? So I'm not saying that because I'm saying sometimes people ask and they're very well-meaning because they're concerned. And I think Sandra was definitely that way. She wanted me to tell you that, Melissa, that she didn't mean any harm. She did look into it. She now has seen the pattern of abuse and bullying that Jed had and some of the things that Clark and Jed were saying. So she wanted me to pass that along. But all that to say is that even if we are well-meaning, like, we can still very easily re-traumatize victims of bullying and violence. Every time we say, well, I don't know, is that really true? And the person's already told you, they've said, hey, look, I got all this proof. Like that lady, Miss, what was her name? Miss Rucker or something, I think? Donna. I'm blanking on her last name, but she said that when I ran into her at the city hall, and she was like, yeah, but what's the proof of what you're saying? And I had already told her 5 million times. She's not interested in the truth. That's what I know, because I said, go to my YouTube. I have videos of Christopher Clark breaking laws and doing horrible things. Like, you need proof? Go watch. Why should I have to sit and be re-traumatized over my arrest and over his saying that I molested children that were my students? You know, like you got to, if you want to have your opinion and be respected, you got to be willing to put in at least a little bit of research. Am I right here? Can we get some agreement? Lizzie, welcome to Lizzie. Unfortunately, Lizzie was also, Lizzie and her family were victim to bullying as well. I'm glad you could join us tonight. Hey, Stephanie. Lizzie says he threatens to beat my mother's ass. Oh, really? I thought it was just your brother. People don't know the facts, only the narrative that Jed. Right, that's what I'm saying. Remember, people, I used to support Jed too, okay? I used to support Mayor Clark. But once I asked more questions and I started to find some answers, I changed who I was supporting based on the facts. That's what a good person does. A moral person, an ethical person does those things, okay? A good, caring, smart, intellectual, ethical person, when they see facts that disagree with what they currently believe about someone, they change what they believe about someone because they respond to the facts, okay? Now, if Jed paid you money once, or he winked at you, and you thought he looked cute, or, you thought Mayor Clark had a sexy, deep voice, and you're an elderly Black woman that lives alone and never gets any attention, and he came and showered you with some attention, like, I understand. I get it. These are con men. They manipulate us. Clark manipulated me. Jed manipulated me. But what I'm saying is, don't let them. You keep asking the right questions, because you know what? That's why Clark and Jed don't like me. It's not because I have anything personal against either of them. It's because I kept asking questions, and they don't like that because they're hiding things. If you don't research, you realize you're being played by the so-called advocate. Exactly. He is a bully. He needs to be stopped, and the internet comes to understand what Jedediah does behind the scenes, along with Clark, and how Jedediah ignites it. Right. And again, to be clear, because I've had a few people criticize, and say, Ryan, stop, don't talk about Jed. You're just egging him on. You're going to encourage him. I was totally silent about Jed for weeks when he was brutally saying that I abused children. So get over your fucking asshole selves and stop telling me that I can't defend my reputation and my character. Did anybody say that Colby was abusing the little children that she's working with? Did they call her a lesbian and say she was probably molesting her young female students? No, they fucking didn't. But you know what? They keep saying that shit about me, and they've said it since 2017. So if you think that's cute and funny and I should just shut the fuck up because it's distracting from the fight against Clark and it's going to distract against Colby's campaign, then you know what? You need to open up your fucking eyes. No disrespect. But realize what the fuck's going on. You can't go and say this shit about people. You all be riding in the streets if Clark said that Colby was feeling up some young girl. But he does it to me, and people are like, oh yeah, that's too bad. Oh, anyway, but Clark really shouldn't have said those mean things about Colby, that she was out of order. Well, yeah, of course. No shit, Colby shouldn't be harassed. But let's call a spade, okay? I'm the only one that they're accusing over and over of sexually abusing children. And let's not pretend we don't know why. Clark and Jedediah are obsessed with men, particularly with me. They're obsessed with my sex life. They tell lies about my sex life all the time. And like I said, what are we supposed to think? Why would they do that? Why are they not spreading lies that Colby is abusing children? Did you know Colby was worked with children too? Why aren't they saying that? Well, Jed already says he's bi publicly, and you know, I mean, I think people can hopefully put two and two together about these public gentlemen. Okay, there's a reason why they are obsessed with coming after me, particularly with really foul sexual lies. Okay, and I think people better start asking questions about what is Jed doing with little boys. What is Mayor Clark doing with little boys? Because if I'm not doing anything wrong, why do they keep bringing it up? And if you don't see that that's a problem, then you need to see that it's a problem. What do I need to tell you? What do I need to tell you? And again, if you just think that, oh, well, yeah, that's how people try to discredit gays. Oh, okay. So what? I'm just supposed to sit back and be quiet because I'm quote unquote distracting? No. 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 Where are the comments being made? If you want to know more about Melissa, go to Melissa Crawley's page. Stephanie says she agrees. She was explaining about her background. And you were, I would assume, because it's defamation. Right, yeah. Language, right, yeah. Right, Mandy, exactly. That's how much this stuff pisses me off. You don't come for people's reputation. You know how many years I worked my ass off and studied hard and paid a lot of money to be a teacher? You're not going to come in my life and fuck this stuff up for me. Why aren't you, if you're so concerned about abuse and spreading lies, well, why don't you tell some lies about some women? Why aren't you saying Colby abused anybody? Why aren't you saying that, Mandy abused anybody? Why? We know why you're obsessed with penises. Let's get this truth out there. And you better answer some questions. What are you doing with little boys, Christopher Clark? What are you doing, Jedediah Brown? You stay off my ass because I've worked damn hard to get to where I'm at in life. And I help everybody. I don't care about your fucking race, your gender, your age, your sexual orientation. I always fight for the underdog. And unfortunately, there are some supporters of me right now that they think that I'm just being a distraction. I should shut the fuck up. And I shouldn't defend myself. Sorry, it ain't going to happen. Because you know what? If it were your reputation and your career at risk and all the money and hard work that you put into your life, guess who'd be there to defend your ass? I would, even if I didn't like you. Because that's how I think that people should be. And if you don't like that, too bad, because that's how I think people should be. And just say then, I only feel like standing up for some people some of the time. Just be honest about it. And don't say that you're someone for justice. Right. Thank you, Lizzie. Yeah. Information has been put in. Jed's been a provocateur for 10 years. Right. Exactly. Thanks, Amir, for chiming in. Absolutely. Because he's so worried about you. We need to dig more into Jed. Exactly. And Mayor Clark. Mayor Clark, why are you so obsessed with my sex life? You don't talk about Chappelle's sex life or Colby's sex life. You say that Colby's being disorderly and Chappelle pays her taxes late. Why are you so worried about my sex life and spreading rumors about that? Keith Price is very happy to spread those rumors along, and he's done that over the years. Remember, anyone that doesn't discount those rumors when you hear them or you see them on social media, you're part of the problem. You enable the bullies. So when you hear things that are not true about people, it's on you to say, hey, stop saying that stuff about Ryan. There's no proof. You don't have proof that he did anything to harm his students. I disagree with that. Because guess what? When no one else is around and someone's saying shit about Colby or about Chappelle or about anyone else, guess who's coming to their defense? I sure as hell am. So what about when you're amongst your family and friends and someone says, oh, well, we like Ryan, but you know those gays, they tend to play with the boys. You really can't trust them. It's probably true what happened at Thornton, You better fucking not talk that way. Then you better come talk to me and get some truth and find out the facts. And then you go tell those people, stop spreading those rumors because you're part of the problem. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Amir. You exposed Jed 10 years ago with Asia Love, the allegations about his nephew. Yeah. Amir, why didn't you tell us the allegations that Jed, that were raised against Jed and whether they were proven or not? Let High get it out. Oh, let him get it. Jed and Clark need to be investigated. Absolutely. Yep. No. Lizzie, you're totally fine. Do not even apologize. He talks about you. I'm heated. He's so ignorant. I just got angry because a lot of people were supportive, but I did get some comments that, and again, it's nothing personal, but I got some comments that were, oh, and it's not the first time I've gotten those either. You're causing trouble. You need to be quiet. You're causing trouble. You need to be quiet. You're distracting, Ryan. And I'm like, well, that's interesting because, when anybody speaks out for Colby or Chappelle, nobody thinks that that's a distraction. It's interesting. But I don't know if it's just a gay thing. People feel uncomfortable, like whatever it is. But again, I don't care. I'll defend anybody, but does everybody else? And Big Boy, get your ass out of here. Nobody gives a shit about your sex life because you have a plus in your channel. Get out of here, Big Boy. Do you want some dick too? Is that why you're here? Nobody cares about your bedroom besides you have a plastic in your chest. So Big Boy, so you think if you hear gay, you think it's automatically about sex. Oh. Well, Big Boy, I think you're telling us a lot more about you than you are about us. Because if that's what you're reading into it, you really must be fantasizing about some dicks. So Big Boy, maybe you need to get you some dicks, honey, because you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You just go online. They have apps for that, okay? You can get yourself some nice dick and whatever else you need, sweetheart. I don't condemn you. That's why I have my rainbow flag up. But don't come for me and say that I'm doing something wrong because I'm not closeted. Is Christopher Clark in the closet? Is Jedediah Brown in the closet? Is Thaddeus Jones in the closet? What about Napoleon Harris? I don't know. A lot of these local politicians who happen to be males, I noticed that they get really obsessed about gay men like me who are open in our sex lives, much more so than women. First of all, it's disgusting and it's gross and you need to stop because that can make us lose our jobs and it could even cause people to come after and kill us. But second of all, why is this? Is there the interest? Looks like things have changed for the worse. Once I thought we was going to get changed for the times of horse. Oh yeah, hey Javar, are you trespasser? Hey Big Boy, who are you, Big Boy? What kind of fake profile are you? Oh, let's look up your profile, Big Boy. Are you trespassed from schools? I don't know, Big Boy. Are you trespassed from schools, Big Boy? Are you doing things with little boys, Big Boy, that you shouldn't? Big Boy, I think you need to go get you some dick, honey. It seems like you're having some problems. Is Big Boy Christopher Clark? Who's under there? Who's behind there? Who's hiding? That's what I want to know. Who's hiding under there? Who's hiding under there? Let's see. Okay, sorry. Jed told everyone his nephew. Thank you, Lizzie. That's why it's Ryan's fucking gay Chicago. Because you know what? I left that term in on purpose. A lot of people said that. They were like, oh, especially in the Southland, that might turn some people off. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Some people might not want to work with me in my real estate business because I have Ryan's gay Chicago. But other people, like a fabulous lesbian client, they're a black lesbian couple. I found them their house in the Southland, and they fucking love working with me. You know why? Because I didn't discriminate against them. I treat them like I've treated all my clients and all my students. I treated them fairly. And I was the best real estate agent they could ever ask for. And one of these days, she's usually busy, but one of the ladies would come on here and vouch for that and be on the show because she makes her own jewelry. I let her plug it. But see, that's the kind of person that I am. I know what kind of person I am. And these baseless accusations need to stop. And they're coming every day. Because you know why? They think they've said it, that I'm a pussy. That's what they've said. And they think I'm not going to fight back. Well, guess what? You're wrong. Get over your lying selves. Jed told everyone his nephew was his son, and the young man was having identity issues. He committed suicide. Jed started a GoFundMe to raise money. And as I remember, Amir, from the random news video, the mom was pissed, his relative, because she said, wait a minute, wait. We didn't approve that you could do that. And we're having his funeral, not you. And Jed raised his own money for his funeral anyway, his son. Thanks, Amir, for sharing the truth. Let's speak the truth, right? Shame the devil. Speak the truth, shame the devil. Love you too, Lizzie girl. You can come on and chat too if you want, Lizzie. I could put the link in there. Multiple GoFundMe's. The mom never knew about it. Oh, interesting, Amir. So there's a young man. Okay, let's go put this back up again since Jed wants to talk about my sex life. This is very interesting. Jed told everyone his nephew was his son. Do you know how old he was, Amir? Share his age too. And the young man was having identity issues. I'm assuming maybe about his sexuality, Amir. I don't know. Maybe you could clarify. But he committed suicide, which is horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Jed started several GoFundMe's. The mom never knew. So I want to know, how old was the young man and what happened to the money Jed raised? Guess what? I love you and I'm for everyone. Equality for everyone. Yes, I believe. Yeah, Lizzie. Woo! Exactly. So that's why I say this. I say it because I'm passionate and because I think it's important and people need to hear it. It's not because I like swearing to swear or whatever. But oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't notice that. Someone just messaged me the thing showing that Jed did threaten Jennifer. Oh. Okay, I'm going to show that. Just give me a few minutes. Amanda says she thinks I'm crashing out. No, I'm not. I'm just, you set some things straight. She says, she's like, reel it in, please. I beg, but don't worry. Don't worry, Mandy. I'm okay, honey. Trust me. Every time I have been nice. Yeah, Jennifer. I'll pull it up in a second. Every time I've been nice to these bullies, it never ends well. Unfortunately, you have to be very, very, very strict with them. All right, let's see. Amir says, Mom believes nephew was molested by Jed. I think he was 12 or 13. Mom said Jed kept... Wait, what? Jed kept all the money too? Okay. So, to be fair, like I said, I'm fair to everyone. Everyone might not care about helping me or being fair to me, even though I help them, but that's just the kind of person I am. I really try to help everybody. I can't stand to see people mistreated. So to be fair to Jed, I haven't seen video, proof of molestation or written proof or anything. However, I have heard the allegations as spoken in the random news videos by Jed's relative. So that's what it is. Go watch the random news videos for yourself. He compiled it. He spent hours and hours and hours working on those videos because Jed and these other bullies have ruined so many people's lives. So thank you for sharing that, Amir. And hopefully Mandy's not worried about me anymore. I'm okay, Mandy girl. Oh, I wanted to put the link on in case Lizzie wanted to come on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. So someone wanted to join me. I need some fabulous gay people on the show and some fabulous allies, because we need some color. That's why I leave that gay in my brand, Brian's Gay Chicago. We need more radical love and acceptance, and that radical love also defends the weak. That's what Amir has a passion for. That's what he told me, and I agree with that. Okay, so I shared the link. Yeah, Lizzie, if you want to come on. I wasn't planning on going this late, but that's okay. And yes, Jabbar, Jennifer friggin' Roberts. I'm gonna pull that up right now. Sorry, guys, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I never. Before I do that, I meant to share one more thing. I never shared the. I wanted to finish the comments that they did on that. These are the comments that people made on my live video from last night on YouTube. So it appear. Look at this boy, Darren G. Who are you, Darren G? It appears you are mad Jed didn't sleep with you. I said, no thanks, not interested, Jed supporter. Not interested now because he rejected your advances. Release all the text. Never interested. I don't have to release anything. And I said that. I don't have to prove anything to you. It does seem that Jed and Clark are obsessed with me and my sex life, though. I wonder why. Like I said, they never accused the women that they harass of doing anything, of abusing people sexually. Why? Why is it me? Why are you so freaking obsessed with me? Go away and leave me alone. Kevin says, I stand with Chloe, Melissa, Ryan, Beth, people of Harvey. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And he's an outside agitator. And I said, thank you. Oh, boy. Susan says she's standing for Jed. Let me guess. Jed wasn't interested in you, huh? Get a life for God's sake. Right. Totally, Susan. That's exactly why Jed was on a live standing at my doorstep with his camera trying to get in my house or something. Yeah, because I'm obsessed with Jed. Right. Yeah. Oh, there's Lizzie. Hey, Lizzie. I'm so sorry. I was even reading the comments and I realized I'm like, wait, shoot, I didn't even share them. People couldn't read them.
Hi, no, you're fine. I'm sorry. I was just blowing up your chat. I'm just so irritated. You're one of the main reasons why I came out a little bit about my brother's story, because I was just kind of so sick of hearing him talk about you. And if you look back at some of his lives, I talk about it. The last time I went on, I talked about it. I was like, yeah, because you keep coming for Ryan. I'm sick of it. Honestly, all my friends are gay. My favorite friend, my boy best friend, he's gay. So it's like, don't come for my people. So,
Thank you. No, yeah. I totally appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. Definitely. Sorry, let me just finish these, and then I want to let you. I want to address some of the comments. I want to let you share as well. So then, yeah, I already addressed that. They were saying I was harassing Jed. Nah, I already. Someone else wants to victim shame Melissa and say she was the aggressor. Get out of here. Oh, yes, here's Miss Rucker again, the lady that I met at City Hall. And I really mean it. Anybody can come on, even the people I disagree with. Like, if she wants to actually have a conversation. But I told her where to go to look for the background info, and obviously she hasn't. She says, can you provide proof of your accusation? We saw you yesterday. You're quite sneaky, very suspect. That is freaky as fuck. I'm sorry. And I said, wait, you saw me, but you didn't say anything? So you were spying on me? But I'm the sneaky one. And then I said, make it make sense. Because these people are truly insane. She's another Miss Rucker. I respect you because you live in Harvey. You're an elder, but you got to stop believing what Clark's saying. I'm sorry. And then you're stalking me, spying on me, and saying I'm sneaky? That's just weird. You do nothing except promote gossip. Auntie. Hey, Auntie. Who are you? I live in Harvey. Jed's causing chaos and pain. And on behalf of Mayor Clark, and that's not okay. So you approve of that? And Gabrielle has nothing good to add, so says drama queen. Okay, well, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Actually, Jed is the one spreading the drama.
Go ahead. Did you? Right. Thank you. And they accuse me. Yeah.
I don't see where Jed's helping the city. Where is he doing any help? We see that Jed is. What has Jed done? Let's see. What has Jed done besides stand behind Mayor Clark, pretend to help build some non-existent retention pond? I don't see coming.
Right. Absolutely.
You go and talk to the residents. I remember the one lady, the older lady, I can't remember her name, but you did the video. She was showing you her house and how they were trying to take her house from her.
Yeah. Isn't that heartbreaking to watch? Yeah.
Very. But
and Clark, Clark's
a good person.
Nobody cared.
how's Clark a good person? Look at all of these people he's affecting.
Absolutely 100%.
In the small
Absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, so it's just heartbreaking. I'm glad that you care. I am very glad that you care because we need people to care. And I don't care where you live. We need people to be passionate about justice, you know? See, sometimes it's harder for people that live farther away because I feel like, you know, they're like, oh, cool. This is a neat issue to get involved in. But anyway, I'm going to go back to my house, you know, and it's like this dude literally came to my house. Where are you freaking supposed to go? He came to my house. Like, that is supposed to be your safe place and sanctuary. And he came to my house and filmed it on live. Because I wouldn't talk to him or whatever. And then he and his fans want to say that I'm obsessed with him.
Bullying. It's bullying and it's weird. People trolling like this, what is it? Like literally directly in front of your house. I was like,
right, I know.
You're weird.
Okay, Crustable says there's a suggestion you announce your intent to attend the DOTS meeting tomorrow to keep Jed Brown confronting Harris. Well, I mean, I wanted people to know that I'm going to be there to cover it. But I mean, yes, Jed and his people do need to know that whether it's Jed or any other third party, they should not be at that meeting because of the order of protection. So that is correct. Hey, Paul. Paul said, I was listening to Jed's live. He spilled Ben Bradley's scoop that Napoleon is taking Tiffany's salary and got his board to give him a raise. I told people not to vote for Napoleon. Ben Bradley will be at Township headquarters tomorrow. Okay, guys, I will be there live. Vivian will be there, but I definitely want to show up. But I can't believe Napoleon. I told people not to trust him. See? They're lying and stealing our money in front of our faces, Lizzie.
Honestly, I don't know how you guys deal with this. I'm like... Honestly, I can't speak on Chicago, but Florida would never. Like, do you know how fast corruption is found here?
Really? Okay, good. That makes me feel better. Because, you know, a lot of people in Illinois, they're like, oh, just move to Florida like I did. Everything's perfect. It's so much better here.
Perfect. Look at, I live in Kissimmee, but look at Mario Lopez. He's the sheriff in Osceola County, which is the county I stay in. And he has some type of gambling racketeer. They took him out of the position in handcuffs. He's only been doing it for a couple of years, but I guess they needed that amount of time to get the evidence on him that he's doing racketeering. And he's left out in handcuffs, and there's a whole new sheriff here now. And they're currently facing charges.
I'm impressed that at least someone held him accountable. That's good.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah, we struggle with that big time here. Like none of the authorities typically want to, they usually don't want to do anything. It's just, it's so shocking.
It's weird. There's so much corruption, and again, so you guys have no help. And you've been doing this for a while. When are we going to see some actual help? We're going to see.
Right. Yeah. Harvey's been corrupt for decades. I mean, other towns too, but especially Harvey's it's been the worst for the.
Are you guys going to have to wait 2 years, or is it going? Can we have them removed now?
I mean, I hope not. I mean, I think we should. I'm trying to put as much pressure as possible. Like, for instance, on Clark and his 4 alder yes-men to resign. They should resign. Absolutely. I said, why should we have to wait 2 years for you to see what other stuff you can mess up? 2 more years? Why? You should just resign because you're going to be investigated. You're going to get in trouble eventually. Why delay the inevitable? Just go away. That's how I feel. But, Reload says, Ryan, trust and believe you're not alone. We watch you in the background. We got thanks, Reload. I don't know exactly who you are, but thank you. Javar says, oh, you cute, Lizzie.
No, thanks.
That's cute. Crustable says he's sort of suggesting you're colluding with Senator Harris and that he's being ganged up on for trying to help the Southland. Jed's always the victim. Poor Jed. He's so great at that. Like, he never does anything wrong. He loves to throw those rocks and hide his hands.
Absolutely. He called my brother a bastard. How's my brother a bastard? He called him a bastard because you made him a promise that you didn't keep. Mind you, $0. Nothing cost you nothing. But guess what? We learned a valuable lesson, and guess what? Just be glad that you weren't involved with Jedediah. I'm glad that we weren't involved with Jedediah. That's the best thing we got from the situation. Me and you both. Because Look at where he's going. Who wants to be affiliated with that?
Right. It certainly could have been worse. It could have been much worse. Javar says, I got a lot of racism down in Florida. I'm sorry, Javar, to hear that. Paul Roberts says, Jed said Napoleon scheduled the meeting during a Dalton board meeting so Kiana Belcher could not show up against Keisha McCaskill. Oh, could be. But to clarify on the previous comment, no. If anyone knows me, I'm not afraid to criticize Napoleon. And in my school board race, anything I've never taken an endorsement from him. I do not like the Democratic establishment. I don't trust them. It doesn't mean there aren't some good Democrats. There are, and there are even some good Republicans. But just in general, I usually do not go seeking a major party money or support, because that comes with strings. Even if you're a nice person, I always ask the question, who do you get money from? And who do you get advice from? Because even if you are an angel, if you get money and advice from these creeps, they will make sure you pay. They will give you those IOUs, and even against your will, they'll blackmail you. They'll do whatever they have to do. Once you get in your position that you wanted, they'll make sure you repay them. So that's why I don't want to have to repay anybody, because it's like the mob, you know. Let's see what else here. Yeah, so I don't know what scam they're up to, but it could be. Cristobal says EAP. Javar, I have friends in Florida. They haven't experienced any racism, maybe the area you are at. That's true. Yeah. Although, wait, Javar, do you live in Florida, or no? It sounds like you were just visiting. Anyway, maybe he'll tell us that. But okay. While we wait for his response, I wanted to real quickly go to. I think I got a screenshot of it already. But I'm so sorry, guys, that I missed this earlier. I'm glad someone pointed it out. You know, I was like looking at it, but you know, when you look at it, you don't see it. Hold on. Let's bring this up to the stage. Okay. So this is the post in question here. Okay. So it's just from a few hours ago. It's the one where he's trying to show. He is such a narcissist. I'm like, okay, whatever, Jed, go away. But the reason why I'm showing this is because he says, to those who don't understand my big dick energy, blah, 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 blah. Jennifer, get at me. So I was told by some YouTubers, y'all can't touch me. This is my plan D. Ha ha ha. Jed, that's so gay, but whatever, you know. You know, that's great. It's very original. It's so original, Jed. We've never heard jokes about the D before. Okay. But supposedly this is Jennifer, addressed to Jennifer Roberts, who is Paul's wife. So I don't know. I can't verify that is exactly true, but I did want to share that. So who knows what's going on. But Wyoming gal, that was a typo. I meant to say y'all instead of I play. I don't live in Florida. I live in Illinois. Oh, okay. And Crustable said, thanks for clarifying. I didn't get the vibe that you're playing for any team outside of Harvey. It appears the criticism he's received for his meddling in Harvey has gotten to him. Yeah, Jed is full of it. Clark is afraid. This is the thing. Clark is the bully. I'm not distracting from the fight against Clark. He is a bully in Harvey, and he's horrible, yes. But he is the one that brought Jed here and decided to give him free reign. He goes around our city with the protection of our police that our taxes pay for, and he harasses people and businesses like all the time. He's been even spotted with the mayor. Okay, so they're in this together. They're going to go down together as far as I'm concerned, because Clark loves Jedediah. He has been giving him free reign of the city, and Clark is a despot. He's a tyrant. You know,
I want to make a prediction.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
My prediction is that Clark is going to throw Jedediah under the bus first.
You'll
see that.
That is an excellent prediction. My question was, who's going to throw whom under the bus first? Is Clark. It going to be? Do you think so? Before Jed? Do you think? Well, you know what? You might be right, because my theory is I think Jed. The reason why Jed is so pressed and angry right now is because he needs Clark's money. And he's afraid that if too many people like you and me and other people speak up against him and discredit him, that he's not going to get paid.
I believe that too. We were actually, it's funny that you just said that. Me and my mom had the same conversation, not even, I think, like 10 minutes ago. And I think you're onto something. I really do.
Right. And of course, I can't prove any of this stuff, on paper, no. But I'm just saying, all we can do is judge by how people act. And I mean, there's no other reason, because why would Jed spend all those months sending his team to get to know us and do research and say they were going to help us with injustice and Harvey, and then he comes on one live and says, "Oh, I met with your mayor and he's actually a good guy and there's no injustice. So anyway, we're not coming to Harvey." And then we're like, "What? Wait,
Yeah.
what?"
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
That's
like
exactly
how could he not have offered you something or something? Like, you can't say for months that someone is a dictator and then all of a sudden you meet with them and then, oh, he's a great person. Like,
and he switched sides. Like, who does that?
thank you, Reload. Reload, you get it. When it comes to Jed, you have to give him the same energy he dishes out. You cannot be civilized with him. And that is why he's not fucking with Melissa Crawley, because Melissa got in her face. And for everybody that wanted to talk trash about her, she did the right thing. Melissa, I hope you're still on and you're listening, because I back you up. You did the right thing, because they had you put in jail and held. You didn't even have shoes. They had you held in jail, and they took you to the hospital, had you injected, treated like you were a crazy woman. You had every right to get in his face.
Melissa is the one that was walking with you, correct, that day? While he was
Yeah.
following you home? Okay, because
Yes,
I don't remember names, but I just know, like, sometimes I look at Jedediah and I just wonder, does he hate women? Because the way that he talks to women is just so ridiculous. He told her that, "I bet you won't touch me. That'll be the last time you touch a man. I swear I'll do this and that." For someone who has a mother they claim to love so hard, just because a woman says something to you, because obviously she can't stand you, because no one does, because you can tell that you're honestly a provocateur that does just crazy stuff, and whatever other reason she may have. Who talks to a woman like that? Who does that?
I know.
And
right.
then
He's very disrespectful, right?
He makes excuses and has his fans, his Jedediah lovers, come in the comments who know nothing about what's going on. And that's up. Honestly, I this is all the record. I try not to give my opinions with so much, but honestly, I think the reason why he just dislikes you so much is because you're free to be who you are. And he's not as free to be who he wants to really be.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, it's funny that you said that, because there's another gay man whose husband is in politics, and he messaged me earlier tonight, and he was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And that was the observation. He said, it seems like it's almost like he wants you, or he's jealous of you, or something. And I said, I don't know, but this man just seems to be stuck in this mode of always scamming. And it's like, I don't know. What do you do with a person that's like, and then could you imagine growing up with a parent who apparently raised you to be that way? So, I mean, I don't know. But at some point, I hope that this person's able to break that cycle, because, I certainly don't want to have anything to do with them. But, you would hate to see someone try to, what if someone tries to come physically harm him because you've done all these horrible things to people? Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I would always be looking over my shoulder, because if you are so cruel to all these people everywhere you go, I mean, can you imagine how many enemies this guy has made just totally unnecessarily?
He made, I guess you could call me an enemy, even though I really don't care, in my whole family, but he made enemies from us all the way from Florida, and we were like trying so hard just to get my brother's paper done. We even flew to Chicago to the shift event, and we were treated like we didn't exist. So, I could see why no one likes him. He's a little too hot.
Right, and I want to bring you on again, just because it's late and we've been on for a while, but because I want to bring you on again and allow you to share, your full story, because I did see part of it on the random news, but it's so much better, hearing it from an eyewitness, themselves, and I think we need to get these stories out and not label them as distraction. They're not distractions. We listen to survivors. We listen to victims. It's important to get those stories out. Not only is it healing for you, it helps people like me and others that were victims of this man and his group. And I don't know. It's just I feel like it's cathartic, it's healthy. And then also hopefully by us sharing our experiences, we're going to help someone else to not be taken advantage of. So maybe we can save them something.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. For someone who could, also another thing, for someone who claims to be I think he said, what did he call himself, a bisexual man? Why does he make so many homophobic comments towards other men who are in the same category? Last time I checked, it was LGBTQIA plus. I didn't know it was just, we take out the bi. It's LGBTQIA. Are you not in that same category? What's the difference?
Well, that's what I hear, said, that he's bi, da 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 da. But it's like, right. So that's why I understand. But then he makes all these videos, which I'm gonna make a compilation. I just didn't have time. But and then he's like, oh hey, my name's Brian. Oh yeah, and I totally this and this and this, and he goes on and on where he puts on this fake gay voice and pretends to be me, and I'm like, what? Why are I hadn't talked about him for weeks. I'm like, why are you talking about me? Why are you pretending to imitate me?
And it's like, ooh, and when he does it, it makes my fist ball up. Like when you did it, it made my heart palpitate because I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like I just want to reach to the screen and punch him. Like, ugh. It's just too much of him. It irritates me.
Right. Like I said, he doesn't even do that to the women. Well, maybe he's done that to Trina. I'm not sure. But it's like, well, you don't make fun of how Colby talks constantly. Like, okay, he's made fun of her appearance and said certain things, but it shows that these particular men who are bullies, they have issues with their sexuality. Because why are they particularly? It's like I feel like it's the way they harass people, and I'm not saying that they don't harass women because we know they do, but I feel like with the men it's a lot more sexual and a lot more illegal. They like to throw out charges of like illegal sexual things. So it's like, is this a confession?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Why do you keep saying this stuff over and over? Yeah. So, Wyoming gal, what's wrong with him? That is weird on his Facebook. Yeah, right. Well, and not only are you showing yourself with your dick hanging out, which that's fine. That's his Facebook, so he can do what he wants. But then why are you saying, Jennifer, get at me? And I don't know that that's Jennifer Roberts, but if it is, that's pretty scary. Is it, okay, no, it's not like linked or anything, but it's just really weird. It's just very, strange. So, oh my God, look at his fans. I'm calling that lady from Harvey so she can beat your clothes off. Oh my God, these people are crazy. I imagine your speculation that they may be lovers may be too much for Clark to explain. Exactly. That's why they have to they keep coming back with this horrible sexual abuse allegation shit, and I'm so pissed about it. Fuck that. I worked 45 years to get the little bit of what my government gives me. I don't want to share it with illegal immigrants and put it. I got granted. Oh, okay. You were disagreeing about the immigrants thing. Well, I believe in fighting for everybody because I think we've ruined a lot of their home countries, and it's only fair that we help them. This post is very inappropriate. I'm very shocked. Mandy, you should not be shocked about this stuff from Jed by now. You know if he seems so obsessed with my sex life, I guess it doesn't surprise me. But it is really weird, I guess, the timing. I'm like, wouldn't you want to be less sexual on your public profiles because people are asking you about, like, well, Jeb, what have you done with little boys? Like, I would think that maybe he would want to kind of lay off that a little bit, but Jed needs Clark and his donors to help him make moves against Harris is sort of what I interpreted from his live. Yes. Because remember, as far as I know, my sources say Clark and Harris Mayor Clark and Supervisor Harris don't like each other. Jed hates females. Yes. Did you notice that? Reload. I love you already. Reload, you got to message me. I want to figure out who you are. Jed hates females because he hates that he can't be one. Do you know how many people I've seen put that in comments about Jed? And I don't say that in a way to mock him at all. I'm saying that just like Lizzie pointed out, there's something that just like there's just issues there. And I'm not saying that to be rude or judgmental, but there's something that's not right. Oh my God, who is this person? Okay, get out of here. Ban user, get out of here. Okay, sorry. That post seems so inappropriate and should be against Facebook rules. It reminds me of the guy that flashes people naked under a trench coat. Well, no, to be honest, and hey, I'm a gay man, so I know a lot of gay guys that love to show off their Speedos or undies or whatever. Again, if that's what you want to do in your personal profile, that's fine. But when we combine that with the fact that you keep accusing me of inappropriate and illegal sexual things, and you keep working with Mayor Clark, who has also accused me of that and has this obsession with males and sex and children. To me, and then you mentioned a Jennifer. See, that's when it all starts to get really weird for me. It's like, okay, and then you're also half naked or mostly naked. It's just, like, does Jed really think that this is going to help his image?
I often wonder. I just shake my head at him because I'm like, yeah, do you think this is just taking it down? Not even a little, a lot. I feel like he's like at negative. He's not even at ground zero. He's past that. I don't know what he's expecting from this.
Right.
Chaos.
Exactly. Oh, and Jabbar was saying, by the way, Lizzie, how's your brother doing? I apologize if he went through that with Jed. And thank you, Jabbar. That is so nice. And that's why I want to have Lizzie on again, when it's not so late and we have more time, and we'll be able to let her share her story in depth. I just want to make sure we didn't forget to cover anything today. It went a little longer than planned, but that's all right. We talked about Jed calling ICE to Harvey, which I do not support. Like I said, these are crazy.
And why did he do that? I'm confused. I don't understand. For someone supposed to help, why do you call ICE to Harvey? I'm not too sure.
Honestly, that is the farthest away you can get from being an activist, is saying, I call. He didn't even say, I'm going to call ICE.
He admitted it.
He said, I called ICE, and if you're whatever, not supposed to be here, you better not be here. It's like, you're not the federal government. And do you see how they treat these people? Do you think I had said the other day, probably last night or sometime, and I'd say it again, if I got too much of a tan, they might try to come and take me away. These people, they're like bounty hunters. They don't follow the law, okay? Even if you do believe in, oh yeah, they should be taken away because they're violating the law. Go on social media, just look up some of these videos. They're not asking, okay? They're like, oh, you're black, you're probably Haitian, you're probably here illegally. Here, we're gonna take you in the back seat of our car. It's like, no. Like, why would you welcome that into your community? It doesn't make, like you said, that's not how an activist acts,
No. And obviously, if there's illegal like immigrant camps in which they're like, said the word like work exploitation, I believe it's called. They're exploiting them for like work purposes, And I think you definitely should get them some help. But to sit there and call ICE, why would you do that? You should,
Right.
They're getting exploited. You should help them, out of that. But why would you call ICE? But you're an advocate.
Right. Instead of you're a private citizen that is trespassing, that Harvey police is protecting you instead of taking you off the property like they should, and you're there harassing the workers and the employees. What if they have a totally legal, legit situation with, I don't care whether there's cars there or people living in trailers. Hey, if it, maybe it's legal, maybe it isn't. But my thing is it what is Jedediah doing there? It's illegal that he's there to harass. Like, it's clearly a distraction from Clark.
It is a distraction. You can tell he's a chaos agent. Clark brought him there to be a chaos agent, to really distract. Right. And I don't want to keep talking about it as much because I honestly, guys, want you guys to focus on, the issues in your city. And Jedediah is only a political ploy, a political stunt to distract from that. And you guys have had 6 years of messy Clark.
Right. Nothing. Exactly. And this man and his 4 alder yes-men, they were so happy to promise that, we're going to be different from Mayor Kellogg. We're going to fix up all the vacant properties. We're going to get businesses in. We're going to address crime rates. We're going to get the police to be not corrupt. And they haven't done any of that. We're going to address the deficit. We're going to be transparent with the finances. Every freaking promise they've broken. And that's what they don't want us to. They don't want people to hold them accountable, but we're going to keep doing that. Wyoming said he wasn't just showing his underwear. Oh, thank you, because I did not watch the video, Wyoming. He had his hand in his underwear on the short video that elevated to harassment to whoever Jennifer is. If she did okay. Oh, like if she didn't okay for him to do that, yeah.
If she didn't okay it, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jennifer. I hope it's not Jennifer Roberts, but does somebody know what Jennifer he's referring to? I'm so
I was
really
wondering what he was doing, but he like took his hand and put it in his pants and he grabbed it. And they were like, in the comments, they said, "Is that a stocking there?" And I was like, someone was like, "Give me that." If you look at it, it says that I want the D, and then other comments to it. But it was
they must
really,
have added more since
it was really like sexual harassment. If it is who the Jennifer we're thinking that it is, she definitely needs to file charges. That it's gruesome. It's definitely
And
gruesome.
Reload says Jed is disgusting, sick, mental, and he's into bestiality. He's a demonic mother. Yeah. I mean, well, like I said, I don't understand how these crazy people try to point fingers and accuse other people when they're innocent, of things, and then they themselves have done like really crazy stuff. Touching yourself in the video is disgusting. He needs a regular job. He was showing his egotistical self, probably. Yeah, you're right. Right. I always say Jed and Clark and all these people, they don't work. They don't have real jobs. Jed is one so-called activist that's an actor. Yeah, that's what the news calls him, an activist. I wonder if he did it because he was mad at Paul. He did mention Paul's anatomy in the replay I listened to today. So can anybody confirm, though, Wyoming or anybody, was he talking about Jennifer Roberts? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
Now
he
that
did. Oh, you know what? He did.
you're
That
saying
is
the comment, now I'm like, wait, now I got to look to see what sort
no.
of
He
ridiculous.
called Paul's D word short, and he referenced it with his hands.
That's why I was trying to clarify. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring up the comments. Okay. I'm calling that late. Okay, yeah, we saw that. Kelly Love. Okay. Taking someone's ninja? You got to help me with the slang. What does that mean?
Oh, that's the N word. They use ninja instead of the N word.
Oh, as in he's trying to take that girl?
Like the man. Like, the N word for Black people? It's like ninja replaces that.
But
Yeah.
is she trying to say that Jed's trying to take this girl?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he did reference that Wyoming gal. I do remember that he did reference Paul's anatomy, and he was talking about it. It was really weird. I didn't understand why, but now I see why he posted that. And I think he referred to Link with his hand, and it's really weird. Really weird. I've never seen another man speak on another man's. I like the way Wyoming gal said it, anatomy, like that.
Right. Us old subscribers knew about it, but again, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. He can show. To me, it's like, okay, but I'm not going to body shame. That's not about. It's about what is he doing with this woman? That is concerning because, especially if it's Jennifer Roberts. That's why I want to.
I think it is now that is what it was because he talked about it earlier, and I didn't understand. He said something about how she should be looking for another man because Paul's anatomy is small, and something like that. It was weird. He's a really
That was
weird
in the video.
That was in the video that Wyoming guy's saying about he's talking about his anatomy. That's what he was saying. I didn't understand why he was saying it. That's the weird part. He just does a lot of stuff to distract, and it's getting out of hand. Why are you talking about this?
Well, I was gonna. Right. You know what? And maybe. Yeah. Obviously, he wants to. When you see this stuff, I always say, what is he or what are they trying to distract us from? So maybe the fact that people are calling him out for his BS. Sorry. Oops. He said something about Paul didn't have a big D for Jennifer.
Yeah,
Of course, I don't know if you saw and did you see, Lizzie, that Jed there was a fight a few months ago, and it was similar with the fight, like he instigated a fight.
Yeah.
During a public meeting, like a brawl. I
That was
listened to
it.
his video. You need to watch the last bit of it because you are brought up about the meeting tomorrow at TT. Oh, thank you, Straight Shooter. Someone did say that. Hi, Antoine. I don't know, Antoine. Where are the comments from that you are reading? Oh, Wyoming, that was from the post of Jed in his underwear. That's where those comments are from. Is that what your question was? Jennifer don't want his ass Jed like, oh.
Yeah. If you read some of the comments,
Right.
it goes into that. He might have took them down by now, but they were saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some. I didn't see any that were super crazy, but I was just like, okay. And then, hey, Lizzie. Hey, all in the queue.
Y'all in the queue.
So yeah, anyway, that oh boy, you guys, this is interesting. Why are you guys all up late? Wait, now I got 37 people. I thought everybody was going to bed. I was trying to wind down, but oh my goodness, that's all right. But yeah, Lizzie, let's definitely have you back again. Tomorrow, let me go over. Let's see. We talked about Jed calling ice to Harvey. Jed turning on Beth, Jed turning on Paul, which apparently there's even more to that than I thought.
Gotta watch live. The second live, not the new one. The one before that.
Yeah. Okay.
Halfway through.
Now wait, it was on Facebook, not YouTube? Facebook?
Was it Facebook? I think it was. No, it was YouTube. It was definitely YouTube because I watched it on YouTube.
Okay, because I haven't caught up, but I can. Just to remind people, so Kirk, are you still there? He's my mod. As we're wrapping up. So tomorrow I will try my best. I should be able to cover the Thornton Township meeting at 6:30. That'll be at the Township Hall. Then on Tuesday, this Tuesday at 6 p.m., we have a Park District Board meeting at Gloria Taylor Building. That I've never been to a Park District meeting. Like, this will be a first for me. They never, and that, just so you guys know, if you're like, well, what does that mean? Keisha McCaskill, who will be she probably will be at the event tomorrow. She is our Cook County Commissioner, and she works they have tons of nepotism in Harvey. So she works for the Park District. Her children are on the Park District Board. She also works for the library, and her husband and her daughter are on the library board. And she's also our Cook County Commissioner. So that's why the Park District meeting should be interesting, because the McCaskills, they control the Park District and the library right now.
Oh, wow.
Colby will have her court date 9 a.m. this Wednesday, the 9th. So if you guys want to show your support for that. And then I will be having my court date about the order of protection for Jed will be Monday, July 14th at 9 a.m. And
can we stream it?
I'm sorry?
Is it going to be on Zoom where we can stream it?
Yeah, they said it should be on Zoom. I plan on going in person. It'll be just west of downtown, but yeah, it should be on Zoom. But anybody that, like, for you, Lizzie, or anybody that wants to testify, I think that they will allow that. I'll try to ask to see someone that's been. Yeah, because it's not. It's someone had made a comment, one of Jed's fans, that people are abusing these orders of protection, and and that's not it. We're not, like, we want to make sure that these judges know that this is legitimate. And I think that's about it. Let me see. Oh yeah, and then a little later in the month, the 15th, Tuesday the 15th, the Thornton Township is having a board meeting, so that should be interesting. Let's see here to close out. Wyoming says on Minion live. Oops. Sorry. Okay. It was mentioned that there were some entities that weren't allowed in the parade. I think they said the park and library weren't allowed by Clark. Does that sound familiar? I'm not, I don't know exactly for this year, but I know like I was going to submit a request for a float for the Harvey Historical Society. And I know that for the last several years, Clark has denied a float to Colby, who's my alderwoman, and to some other groups. Basically, if he doesn't like you, he'll just deny your float, which again, just shows how childish he is. So I didn't even apply this year because I was like, I don't even want to go through the whole rigmarole. I could have, but I didn't. That's why I just had my little right by my house because the route was right by my house, and Melissa and I were just peacefully holding up our signs. Okay, she's a little loud, okay, about it, but we're not doing anything. We weren't doing anything illegal. We were protesting. A lot of people protested on the 4th of July. It was
First Amendment, freedom of speech. First Amendment, freedom of speech.
Right, we just wanted to enjoy our parade. So, but yeah, Wyoming, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah. So, thanks everybody though for joining us. As always, I'll try to remember to teach you a little French since my history of being a French teacher. I used to teach it full time. So last night we learned bonne nuit means good night. And then I wanted to contrast that to if you want to say hello to someone, like bonne nuit means like have a good night, like you're going to sleep sort of, or you're saying goodbye. But if you want to say good evening to say hello to someone, you can say bonsoir, which some of you may have heard that before. So bonsoir is good evening. Bonne nuit is good night. So there's your little French lesson for the night. So thanks, Lizzie, for joining, and yeah, let's set up a time where you can come on again and share the story about your from your family.
Okay. All right, nice being on here with you.
Yeah, stay cool in Florida.
All right, thank you. See you later.
Thank you everybody for joining. Thanks, Crook, for modding. I know you're doing some family stuff at the same time. Thanks, Wyoming, on the queue. Reload. You gotta message me, Reload. I'm like, who are you? You are cracking me up. I love you, Reload. And everybody else, Straight Shooter, Antoine. Who else? I'm sure I'm forgetting some people that contribute. Jabbar. Thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate you. Forgive my swearing. I just get like really passionate about things. I'm not necessarily a big swearer, but I feel like if I don't get super passionate and in people's faces with this bullying, then the bullies don't listen. So, all right, bonne nuit.